Chapter 21 Leisurely Clearance. A million greenskins. Sell crystals. 4 more. After sleeping until he woke up naturally, Chenmo got up and found that it was noon. The time is just right. Have a meal. If you can pay attention to eating, I believe most people will pay attention to it. Chenmo is now the master of the planet, so naturally he can be particular about it. The place to eat, he chose the beach. Sunshine, sand, waves, tisk. Very good, just a beauty. The survival base itself can be moved. For Chenmo, it is not difficult to move to live near the beach. B. The little fox has already opened the refrigerator, looked at the delicious meat inside, and looked at Yifei. Eye-catching look. If you are so greedy, if you become a fox one day, you will be the one who started with 200 pounds. Chenmo couldn't help but complain. Grilled meat, sprinkled with cumin. The oil is sizzling, and the aroma of the meat spreads out. This is the top fresh meat, and it contains a small amount of high-level energy. It tastes very delicious. If this scene is seen by other newcomers, they will complain again. Are you sure it's not a beach vacation, travel? And them, totally different. Compared with Chenmo's leisure, the rest of the newcomers are basically described in 3 words. Bitter haha. Many of them were beaten, and they were cautious and turned on the survival mode. It's not a bad day. Chenmo thought. Of course, proper enjoyment is a good thing, but if you relax too much, it will affect your work. While eating the barbecue, Chenmo opened the terminal. All the trophies he hung up have been sold. The prices are pretty good. To his surprise, the magic crystal sold for as high as 10 million. Take a closer look at the auction listing. Chenmo found that the competition is still very fierce. There were several names in it that he had even heard. They are usually more active rookie masters. Interesting, the newcomers also come to join in the fun. It seems to be very rich. But thinking about it carefully, the magic items that newcomers can use seem to be in short supply recently. All are going up. First, there are rumors that the Mother Star is at war with a big world, mobilizing a large number of star gods to pass, resulting in a shortage of materials on the market, many basic, but consuming a lot of resources, all of which are increasing in price, sometimes even at a price no city. Second, September is the time when prices are the highest, because newcomers are building their own planet at this time, so supplies are in short supply, and it is inevitable. Due to 2 factors, Yifei cut the leaks and cut them to the rest of the newcomers. This price is not too high. But if you want to win the game and come out on top, you don't have to spend all your money. This is true of the local tyrants, not to mention ordinary people. Some people even carry debts and plan carefully every day, trembling with fear. Of course, is the effort worth it? As long as you can become a star god, everything is worth it. But if it doesn't, the loss will be huge. So whether it's worth it or not depends on the individual. Looking around, Chenmo found that even now, there are only a few thousand people appearing in the seller rankings. Tens of millions of newcomers, more than 1,000 people have something to sell. This ratio is really low. These people are the best performers in this half day. However, Chenmo is not in the first place, not even in the top 10. It's not that Chenmo broke down. Idish's half-day harvest hasn't even hit the shelves yet. He doesn't care about such a false name. What he values is the contribution list at the end of the month. At this time, outside the base, at the entrance of the portal, it was already busy. A large number of greenskin goblins, roads and magic item storage warehouses are being built. In order to receive a large amount of resources to come. Magic items should not be placed in random places. Some things are similar to uranium mines, which emit strange radiation, are prone to mutation, and pollute the environment. The magic crystal is a natural high-energy crystal. On a barren planet, if it is not placed in a special warehouse, it will spill energy around it, then become smaller, and finally disappear. Fortunately, after parasitizing a large number of goblins, Chenmo obtained a large amount of labor. After 3 days, the containment warehouse can be constructed. Before that, if there was no buyer, he could only accumulate resources on the other side of the portal. At this time, the number of racial individuals in the rest of the people is usually in the thousands or tens of thousands. And Chenmo here, it is calculated according to 100,000 million. Every time a city is infected, or, in other words, it goes with the flow, every time a period of time passes, Chenmo will automatically generate a large number of subordinates. Yesterday, Chenmo was still thinking about how to mine, and today he has made a huge improvement. There is no shortage of workers who work 24 hours a day. If only we could discover crystal deposits. Chen Mo couldn't help thinking. Of course, this is the ideal situation. Even if he just plundered the population and resources, it would be enough for him to make more money in the next few days. With more resources, he can evolve to be more powerful. A virtuous circle. After spending an hour, Chen Mo carefully planned the initial construction of the planet. His planet should not need any other intelligent life. There is also no need to recruit migrant workers. But the environment still needs to be improved. After all, it is my own home. In case someone comes to be a guest, talk about business or something, it can't be in a small base or in the wilderness. Correspondingly, warehouses, power plants and the like also need to be built. These all cost money. Speaking of talking about business, that woman named Mu Yao, why didn't she come to talk? Chen Mo opens the terminal. Last time I didn't add friends, I miscalculated. He has too many private messages here, the prompt is always 99 plus. Chen Mo didn't bother to watch at all. It is nothing more than the solicitation information of some consortiums, or some beautiful photos. Some people even have the title, Dad, it's my Ling. There are many ways to attract his attention. Fortunately, at this moment, a message popped up automatically. Mr. Chen Mo, when are you free? I can come to inspect the goods at any time. Mu Yao doesn't hold out much hope, but she has no other choice at the moment. And looking at the newcomer area, Chen Mo is very popular, and many people still call him Dad. Of course she wouldn't follow along, but it gave her some confidence. Chen Mo, it can be done now. He has already acquired a lot of crystals, and it is not easy to ship the goods without a buyer. Chapter 22. Mu Yao was shocked to find that the angel was robbing business. One more. On the beach, Chen Mo opened the portal through his watch. The other end, a woman who had been waiting for a long time came in. Hello, my name is Mu Yao. Hello, Chen Mo. Looking at the woman in front of him, Chen Mo was slightly surprised. It was different from what he imagined, a middle-aged, capable woman. The woman who came in didn't look much older than him. Still very young. In terms of appearance, it is in line with Chen Mo's aesthetic. Slender thighs with a perfectly curvy figure. Mr. Chen Mo, where are you? The scenery here is really nice. Mu Yao praised her surroundings. Of course, she actually had a question mark on her head. He suddenly changed his mouth, just to hide his disappointment and consternation. If it is a person with poor self-cultivation, he has already begun to frown and question it. Did something go wrong? Is really just a barren planet? How can such a planet breed a race that can compete with a level 1 civilization? But Mu Yao is a very polite person. And since she is talking about business, although she is young, she hopes to be mature and stable. But for the business itself, there is no hope. Just take a trip. This is. Mu Yao suddenly saw the construction site in the distance. How can there be so many workers? At least hundreds of thousands. This is only what she can vaguely see. Here, please, the sun is shining outside, let's sit down at the base first, and I'll have someone send samples right away. Chen Mo said. Good. Mu Yao forcibly suppressed her curiosity and nodded. All the way to the base, Mu Yao observed all the way. More and more surprised. This planet a little too magic. Walking across the golden sandy beach, it is a huge mushroom tree. Is this a natural growth? It should be. Otherwise this area is too huge. However, the sunlight scattered from the patchwork mushroom caps, like bright bands of light. Beautiful, outrageous. Plus a little fox with eyes like talking, it seems that the next moment, it will stand up and turn into a beautiful and enchanting fox. A magical scene of a magical fairy tale town came to me. Surely this is a barren planet. Mu Yao knew that she was wrong, so she shook her head and walked into the base. Her eyes looked at the huge planet passage farther away. I see. There was a flash of light in it. Something went through the tunnel. In the sunlight, very shiny. It was two goblins carrying a box and came over. The light comes from it. This light is a high-purity magic crystal. Mu Yao couldn't be more familiar with it. When she was excited, she walked out of the base directly. Can't wait to meet the past. Neatly placed, a box full of magic crystals. She picked it up and tested it. The quality is perfect. And it is a processed crystal. Each one has a very high purity. However, this method of refining and polishing based on time is obviously indigenous. That is to say, she raised her head in surprise and looked at Chen Mo beside her. The other party is so lucky. I actually got so many crystals from the natives. At the same time, she also realized that she was too excited. He even ignored the owner of this place. Sorry, Mr. Chen Mo, I'm so excited. Mu Yao quickly apologized. She felt very embarrassed to be so rude. Really speechless, looking like an impatient hunger. This performance, I am afraid it is difficult. What advantages do you have in business negotiations? But on the surface, Mu Yao still looks very mature and stable. After thinking about it, she said, calmly, Mr. Chen Mo, these crystals should all come from the Aborigines, right? You are really strong. Mu Yao gave a thumbs up and praised. This is a real compliment. After all, luck is also a part of strength. She thought that Chen Mo got so many crystals out of some luck, a coincidence. Anyone else would think the same. Because it took such a short time, so many crystals were made unscathed. Even the Star Soul powerhouse is a little troublesome. Not to mention a newcomer who has only been in the market for a week. However, this batch of crystals has been lost due to processing, but the quality has improved, so the price is still the highest. How about we calculate it according to 120,000 pieces? Aside, Chen Mo did not speak. Not that he wanted to bargain. Instead, there was an accident on planet 45. From a distance, the goblin captain observed dozens of rays of light passing through the air. The pure white light was hidden in the sunlight. Very hidden. However, the perspectives that goblins can use are all round, as many as thousands. Therefore, he notified the master immediately. Chen Mo switched to the perspective on planet 45, slightly stunned. This ice angle, one of the top races. It's the rumored rookie player. The other party's direction is not good, it's robbing business. With a thought, Chen Mo immediately ordered the army to advance at full speed. In terms of speed, he couldn't keep up. But the spores he spread before were not decorations. Many big cities have been secretly infiltrated by him. On the ground, there are also inconspicuous mushrooms that can erupt at any time and start an infection. In addition to collecting genes for more than half a day, Chen Mo has been able to infect parasitic ordinary goblins without making too much noise. Therefore, in the city, some goblins claimed to have discovered the whereabouts of the enemy. For a time, the whole city bells rang out. In the face of a big city that has been prepared for a long time, it is useless to make a sneak attack. It is difficult for these dozen angels to make a difference. They could only stare on the side. To fight the robbery, we have to see Chen Mo's parasitic army. Chapter 23. Woohoo! You call this some crystals? Mr. Chen Mo, what do you think? Seeing that Chen Mo didn't speak, Mu Yao tried to ask again. At this time, she was very uneasy. This business is very important to her. If not, she can only go bankrupt. How about 130,000? This is the highest price I can afford. See, Chen Mo still doesn't speak. Mu Yao bit her lip and said again. To be honest, in fact, I have encountered a lot of difficulties in the operation of the planet. I signed a batch of agreements with people to supply high-purity crystals, and it is about to expire. But the mine planet under my name has been invaded by aliens. Now I am still fighting for the planet with all my strength, and I cannot mine it at all, but the agreement is waiting for no one. Quote. When the time comes, I won't be able to get enough crystals, I'll go bankrupt, I'll be very embarrassed. Because of the foreign war on the mother planet, I couldn't collect the high-purity crystals for a while. At present, I have basically spent all my savings, and I have only collected half of the amount. If you ask for more, I won't be able to pay. Mu Yao simply confessed and showed great sincerity. This is a self-explosive disadvantage. However, this is also equivalent to showing the bottom line. Ming told Chen Mo, don't think about taking more advantage, she can't afford it at all. That's what happened. No wonder the other party is so active. At this time, Chen Mo had already dealt with the matter over there. After pondering for a while, he said, but 110,000 will do. Active price reduction. It is lower than the 12 mentioned at the beginning. Mu Yao was stunned. But Mr. Chen, I really can't offer the rest of the conditions. She knows very well that there is no free lunch in the world. No, you can afford it. Chen Mo smiled slightly. I have only one condition attached. You have to eat all the high-purity magic crystals that I will produce in the next year, and the price must be 110,000. Chen Mo's conditions are very harsh. Ordinary people, unless their brains are flooded, they will never accept it. Because this means unconditionally accept the crystal sold by the other party, without any initiative at all. It's like a cash machine. You know, the average price of magic crystals is 100,000. At the beginning of this year, the unit price of magic crystal was only 80,000. It is also because of the special period in September that the price has risen to 100,000. So, 110,000 is a very high price. Usually almost impossible. But if successful, let people eat for a year. It is far more profitable than the 130,000 unit price of a hammer sale. Chenmo has quite a stable income channel. The same amount of crystals, earn at least 10% more than others. The lead can be further expanded, and in this regard, the advantage will be maintained for at least 1 year. Actually can still play like this. Business genius. While Mu Yao was surprised, she couldn't help but glance at Chen Mo. Unexpectedly, this person is not only handsome, but also powerful in race. The business acumen is also first class. Think fast. With this additional condition, there is no doubt that she must have lost money. However, the loss will not necessarily be more than the one-shot deal of 130,000. A careful analysis of a wave. How much she loses depends on how many crystals Chenmo can get in the next year. The more the number, the more she loses. Even far more than 13 one-shot deals. But Chenmo is a newcomer. He doesn't have his own mineral planet. If he robs other planets, not every one of them will have magic crystals, even if he has so many crystals every day this week. Well, for me, it's okay to eat too. To be on the safe side, even if I double the amount, I'll be worth it instead of selling it for 130,000. This wave is not a loss. After weighing the pros and cons. Finally, Mu Yao made a choice. I promise. She didn't really have a choice. After all, although the price of 110,000 is expensive, it can help her get through the current difficulties. She even had to thank Chen Mo for giving her this chance to breathe. Otherwise, she would have to go bankrupt. Wait for this batch of crystals to meet the contract. She can take a breath and recycle the planet. At that time, there will be a large surplus of funds. Even if she doesn't recycle the planet, she can barely keep the capital if she works hard. It will not be overwhelmed and directly bankrupt. At most, it's just a white job for Chen Mo. Make a deal. Chen Mo said. Both of them are clean and neat people, and they signed the agreement on the spot. Then, I'll take this batch of goods away first, and I'll pay you later. Mu Yao said. Wait, there are some more. Chen Mo snapped his fingers. Okay, that's fine. Mu Yao was overjoyed. The more words, the better. Pay off the crystal owed over there in one go. She happily looked towards the direction of the planet passage. There, a light begins to shine. A little. 2 o'clock, 10 o'clock, dot. At last. The rays of light joined together, shining into a sea of crystals. This is the sheen of wealth. Mu Yao looked at it, dumbfounded. You call this some? God. How could there be so many? Is this looting the entire planet? She widened her eyes and turned her head to look at Chen Mo. Tears. Woohoo. This is not bullying. Was prostituted. With so many crystals, let alone 110,000, she can't even pay for 80,000. Mu Yao's heart collapsed and she wanted to cry. Chapter 24 Million Army. The pattern is small, 3 more. So you can't afford it. Chen Mo looked at Mu Yao and saw her expression of wanting to cry but no tears. Okay. Mu Yao nodded quickly. I'm a little tight. Hand. Mu Yao said again. She is a dignified star soul powerhouse, and she is about to be promoted to the star god. Unexpectedly, I took a wrong look and signed such a selling contract. If you sell her, you won't be able to get that much money. Then let's not sell so many, let's install it monthly, and the water will flow, okay. Chen Mo is also considerate. Push too hard, okay. Good, but you can't push people too hard or make it too uncomfortable. Otherwise people won't do it. Go straight to bankruptcy. Chen Mo couldn't do anything about her either. Okay, but you said that the water is long, and I have to have water, don't you think? I used to have water. No, I used to have a lot of money. That's because I had a mine planet as a source of income. Now that the planet is gone, I need funds to recruit mercenaries to help me retake the mine. Mu Yao was angry and annoyed, but she had to be patient and bargain with Chen Mo. I'll buy 200 million magic crystals first. Later, when the funds are sufficient, I will gradually increase the purchase amount. Before the end of this month, I must buy more than 1 billion yuan, okay. Mu Yao stared at Chen Mo and said nervously. She knew that Chen Mo would definitely compete for the ranking at the end of the month. But fortunately, this month, she is confident to take back the mineral planet. So nice to work with. Chen Mo pondered for a while and agreed to the matter. Mu Yao, it is unrealistic to expect to eat a fat man in one bite. Consider it a long-term source of income. And this month, he is equivalent to having a bottom line of 1 billion in Mu Yao. The odds have increased again. In addition to high-purity magic crystals, he also has many ordinary quality crystals that can be listed on the trading platform. In addition to the existence of angels, Chen Mo thought of a good way to make money. Pleasant to work with. Mu Yao breathed a sigh of relief, and a smile appeared on his face. Negotiations were tough, but in the end, the results were pretty good. Although she estimates that she will owe Chen Mo a lot of money in the future. But at least the current bankruptcy crisis has been resolved. As long as the planet is taken back, everything will be better. Good days are not far away. After sending away Mu Yao, Chen Mo put some magic equipment, crystals, etc. on the trading platform. Of course, the ones listed are inferior crystals. He stored the high-purity ones in the warehouse and kept them to sell to Mu Yao later. Can make a lot of money. If you have money, you can exchange for all kinds of resources you need. With a stroke of his pen, Chen Mo spent more than 100 million yuan, buying a lot of living necessities and building materials. At the same time, a power plant was ordered. After doing this, regardless of the sudden increase in private messages and the sensational newcomer area, Chen Mo directly switched to Planet 45. His parasite army grew and grew along the way. Infects all creatures that can fight. At this time, the number has reached an astonishing hundreds of millions. It is approaching a large indigenous city from all directions. This is the strongest fortress on this continent. Planet 45. Luo Bing led 15 angels across the sky. Under the cover of the sun, she was rapidly approaching a large city. Damn it. It really was Chen Mo. Looking at the trading platform, Chen Mo hung up a lot of magic crystals and all kinds of low-quality magic equipment. These are all produced by this planet. Humph. Now I finally ran in front of him. Next, I'll watch my performance and let him taste the feeling of eating ashes. Luo Bing muttered to himself angrily. The number of the opponent's army is staggering. But the quality is worrying. She is different, taking the elite route. On the side, many flying angels looked at their master curiously. Everyone has guessed who this Chen Mo is. Frequently mentioned by the owner. For a long time, Luo Bing was really blown away by Chen Mo. Here's the thing. She followed the planned route, intending to loot along the way. Found a village and rushed down excitedly. Then, there was nothing in the village. Not a single rat. Yes, there are no mice. Exaggerated. The whole village seems to have been cleaned by something strange. It should not be said that it has been licked. Clean scary. At that time, Luo Bing felt that something was wrong. This kind of situation is definitely not something that natives can do. Then, her nightmare began. Every time I pass a city, it is empty. Yes, let alone magic crystals, she couldn't even find any food. More frightening, not only the city. This also happens in the wild. Until she finally found clues on the trading platform. Chen Mo, it's him again. How did he find me? Running ahead of me every time. Targeting me on purpose. Or, we were on a looting route by coincidence. Luo Bing tries to contact Chen Mo. Can cooperate. But Chen Mo didn't read private messages at all. Luo Bing sent a message, but he didn't get a response, which made him even more depressed. Unhappy, hold your breath. All preparations, raid the city lord's mansion. Number 1 and number 2 are responsible for cover. Number 5 is responsible for creating chaos, and the rest follow me. The great city is near. Luo Bing gave the order. However, when she continued to approach, she was dumbfounded. Throughout the big city, the magic crystal cannons are running. The city walls are full of soldiers, and the vital locations are all magicians. There are even more heavily armored goblin soldiers, looking at the sky vigilantly. Master, we seem to have been discovered. An angel said with a strange expression. Logically, it shouldn't. Chen Mo. Luo Bing gritted his teeth. She has no evidence, but she ate too much for Chen Mo. This time, it was almost a conditioned reflex, and the woman's intuition was fine. She thought it was Chen Mo who was playing tricks. Humph, I want to see, how do you get the magic crystal that I can't get? Wait, I'm going to make trouble too. Just relying on those shrimp soldiers and crab generals, looking bluffing, the number is terrifying, as many as 1 million. But Luo Bing was sure that this was just a mob. Not the slightest threat to big cities. You know, a magician with a high-end magic can destroy an army of tens of thousands of people. In big cities, there are such mages sitting in town. When the other party is prepared, she does not believe that an army of millions of flesh and blood can invade the city. Sure, there's still something to look at. Magic can only be defeated with magic. Boom. Suddenly, the ground began to vibrate. Visible to the naked eye, a layer of fine dust was raised from the ground. Boom. The vibration is intensifying. Luo Bing is strengthened by the angel race and has excellent eyesight. She was high in the sky and could see clearly. Suddenly his eyelids jumped. On the other side of the city, there is a black tide rushing towards the big city. This is more than one army. She thumped in her heart, and immediately flew to a higher sky. Then, stunned, the whole earth seems to have changed color. In all directions, there are tides rushing towards the city. Beast tide. An unprecedented terrifying beast tide. Million. Really small. Suddenly, Luo Bing was horrified. She went empty all the way, and it wasn't that Chen Mo deliberately targeted her, and it wasn't a coincidence that the lines of the two coincided. But this entire continent was swept away by the opponent. Chapter 25. The Divine Will links us. Join the glorious evolution. 4 more. Master, I am about to launch a general attack, and it is estimated that more than 40% of the parasites will be lost. The goblin captain respectfully said. More than 40 million creatures are about to be annihilated. But he didn't even blink, he didn't care. Death is not the end. It's just another way to be loyal to the master. The divine will links us. He raised the mace in his hand. Roar. The divine will links us. The star soul is immortal, we will live forever. The roar echoed, and the clouds were scattered. The army goes. The army of hundreds of millions of parasitic monsters, the tide generally beats away to the city. Chen Mo didn't need to do any pre-war mobilization. Fighting will, always full value. Cluster creatures are like this, he is the main brain, and his order is the only one. Of course, Chen Mo has additional incentives. Let individual combat power to a higher level. Mages have inspirations like bloodthirsty auras. Chen Mo has it too. Adjusting nervous system parameters to secrete epinephrine. Changing the definition of fear. Especially the second one, redefine fear for biological weapons. It is not difficult to directly eliminate fear, but it does not play a positive role in motivating. And the lack of a perceptual emotion will make his subordinates become stupid. Chen Mo still needs some subordinates with complete brains. But if you keep this emotion, you may be affected by some fear spells. Chen Mo's approach is to modify the behavioral logic of coping with fear. Usually the species is far from fear. Chen Mo is here, the more fearful he is, the more he must find a way to eliminate the fear. The best way is to rush up and destroy it. As long as the target you fear is eliminated, there is no fear. Therefore, all of Chen Mo's biological weapons are very brave. It may seem brave, but they may actually be driven by fear. The more you fear, the more you fight. Chen Mo ignored the angels watching the game. Instead, he was interested in observing the battlefield. And go off the field in person and perform local operations. Of course, only a small part. Mainly to know the specific command methods and practice actual combat operations. For such a huge Legion-level battle, let him do it by himself. He only has one move, that is, select all, and then one word, rush. This method is actually the least efficient and can easily cause huge losses. The goblin captain is a general who has commanded tens of thousands of troops. Although not much, but compared to Chen Mo, they are professional after all. And because there is a divine will that connects all individuals. With the authorization of Chen Mo, Captain Goblin is equivalent to opening the perspective of God. He can precisely command every individual of the entire army of hundreds of millions of monsters. This kind of plug-in is very scary. The entire parasite army seems to be scattered, but in fact, it is neat and uniform, like a whole. However, the Goblin Captain doesn't have enough brainpower. This can only wait for my neural network to further evolve and strengthen the computing power in this area. Chen Mo commented. Boom. As the tide advances, the magic crystal guns in the city began to roar. Light up half the sky. The terrifying power, when a shot came, was a few hundred square meters in area, all blown into flesh and blood. But for Chen Mo, it means nothing. Just let him change away and continue to fight. There are mushrooms that quickly grow from flesh and blood, and then start erecting spore cannons. There is also creep, which is starting to spread to the city. The entire battlefield became more and more bizarre and terrifying. Resistance is pointless. The goblin captain rode on a giant elephant and went on a rampage. Submit to my lord and join the glorious evolution. He growled loudly. The archmage standing at the head of the city trembled in his heart. The evil god's minions, don't be mad. We goblins have the heritage of goblins, and we are not slaves of anyone. We belong to the temple of heaven. Sooner or later, the evil gods outside the territory will be repelled by us. Swear to live and die together in the world. Boom. He raised his staff high, his powerful will, and with the help of the attention of the planetary consciousness, triggered a terrifying power. The hundreds of thousands of troops in front of the goblin captain were all evaporated. Even himself, his head was burned directly. But he was still strong. Humble. Ignorance. Dare. Against the truth. Mycelium surging. When the last bite was shouted, he was already intact, standing on the ground again. Ants, meet your fate and accept the trial. Divine will order, kill. The army of hundreds of millions of parasites is unstoppable. In the city, there are also ordinary goblins who suddenly turned against the water and started to attack. The whole city is like a small boat in a roaring storm. In the blink of an eye, it was engulfed by the tide. Thousands of goblins join the glorious evolution and become an end node in the divine link. Of course, there are still many goblin powerhouses, even mages, who are not dead yet. In the siege, you can continue to kill parasites. But it makes no sense. Shenmue didn't bother to pay attention to them at all. Just start moving things without anyone else. To kill parasites. Random. How much does this thing cost? How much is there? War and killing are just means, not ends. Shenmue is very clear about his purpose. What he wants is magic crystals, various valuable resources. No, evil god, you can't do this. The goblin archmage, who has been insisting on fighting, collapsed when he saw this scene. No matter how strong the enemy was, even if it was a foreign evil god, he had never been afraid. But the problem is, this enemy simply ignores him. They are everywhere, immortal, inexhaustible. No matter how powerful he is alone, there is still a deep sense of powerlessness at this moment. He felt desperately, something called potential. The other side oppresses people with power, and the two sides are not on the same level at all. According to the system deduction, parasitizing the mage goblin, under appropriate conditions, consuming a large amount of evolutionary medicine can successfully enhance the growth gene or obtain a new energy absorption method. The probability of both is 99%. Please choose the evolution type. By analyzing a large number of goblin genes, your ethnic group has a very good understanding of the race, which produces a strong restraint effect, and any behavior on it will have a 1000% enhancement effect. Ding. The Federation sent a congratulatory message. Congratulations on the heavy damage you caused to the hostile force, Tian Shen Temple. You have received special attention from the Federation. You can choose to report detailed records to get resource tilt rewards. Announcement. The threat value of Planet 45 is rising rapidly. Any further plundering may cause strong resistance from the consciousness of the planet. Please control the level of activity and avoid causing events beyond the scope of ability. Okay. Movement made so big. Shenmue glanced at the announcement. But don't panic. After all, he himself is not in this world at all. Do it at will. In the sky, Luo Bing, who watched the entire battle, was deeply shocked. Shocked. She silently opened the terminal, first turned off the camera, and then found the friend request that was sent to Shenmue with the words, "Play together, win-win cooperation," and silently withdrew it. Chapter 26 Green Skin Evolution. Luo Bing with Psychological Shadow, one more. Growth, or a whole new way of absorbing energy. Shenmue looked at the two possibilities of deduction evolution and couldn't help thinking carefully. Growth is the foundation of his race, and it is also one of his talents, so every time he evolves, it will gradually increase. This time, it can be specially evolved, which is quite good. However, the ability to grow is limited. In particular, it is limited by the way of energy intake. For example, in an area where there is absolutely no soil and no flesh. Similar to deserts, oceans, glaciers, polar regions, space, etc. Shenmue's ability will decline to the point where he can't see it. This is also one of the reasons why the planet Terra and Shenmue have not yet occupied the oceans and poles. So, Shenmue doesn't want to miss out on any ability to expand recipes. For every additional energy available, he has one less fatal flaw. After all, a tiger that can only eat meat, although powerful, is very limited. If this tiger can eat both meat and soil, wouldn't it be invincible? Generally speaking, the more extensive a recipe is, the easier it is to spread and the more viable it is. Diffusion, strong survivability, this is Chen Mo's killer. This is also the foundation of his ability to defeat the strong and the goblin natives with the weak. If it is like an angel, there are a dozen or so, strong is strong. But unless the strength gap is too big, or else can only stare blankly. Thinking of these, Chen Mo made a choice. Ding. By parasitic control of mage goblin and consuming a lot of evolutionary potions, you have evolved new, chloroplast, and magic genes. Chloroplasts. Your mushroom spores can now secrete chlorophyll in the body. Like plants, they absorb sunlight and perform photosynthesis to generate energy. Magic energy. This gene further enhances your devour ability. You can now grow very fast by devouring magic crystals. This is really a green goblin, a big walking mushroom. Chen Mo looked at the green goblin and couldn't help laughing. Get stronger in the sun. With this, he can initially get out of the soil and enter the poles and oceans. Being able to devour magic crystals is a major breakthrough. This marks that he has officially entered the extraordinary category. Although you can't use magic. However, swallowing magic directly is not more terrifying than any magic. If I can make the devour ability go a step further and directly absorb the high-level energy free in the space, I can form the forbidden magic field. Chen Mo thought. Of course, this ability is too perverted, and it is still far from being achieved. But that didn't stop Chen Mo from looking forward to it. After all, as long as there is a chance, he can seize the opportunity. As long as I continue to improve the level of civilization, when all things are linked and the star soul is strong enough, the impossible can become possible. I'll make it happen. In this battle, Chen Mo gained a lot and returned with a full reward. In addition to the evolution of the race, there are also many looted resources. A large number of magic equipment, as well as magic crystals, are all lined up at the planet passage. Because there were too many, Chen Mo didn't bother to organize them one by one, so he simply packed the low-level magic equipment. Money by the pound. There are also a large number of magic crystals, which are also divided into 3 qualities, low, medium and high, and the first 2 are all listed for trading. The latter is to be stored at the entrance first, and after the warehouse is completed, it is transported to the past for storage. Now for Chen Mo, the magic crystal is not just a kind of goods, because his race can also absorb it, so it is also a kind of strategic material. At critical moments, it can be used to grow rapidly and provide additional powerful energy. So you can't sell them all, you have to store some for a rainy day. At the same time, Luo Bing also saw the announcement sent by the Federation. It was Chen Mo who provoked strong resistance from the planet's consciousness. It's me who takes the blame. Ooh, is there a mistake? It's so unfair. I have 1 crystal, 1. I didn't get it. Luo Bing wanted to cry without tears. I feel like I am in conflict with Chen Mo. Why is it that the other party makes a lot of money every time, and it is you who is unlucky? At this time, seeing Chen Mo looting the whole city, she drooled and wanted to go up and get a piece of the pie. This is a big city that has accumulated wealth for hundreds of years, or even longer. Suddenly, she saw the goblin captain on the ground, saluting her. The meaning of this ceremony is, I wish you the eternal star soul. This is a very common polite phrase among celebrities. In alien planets, there is another meaning. That is to seek cooperation, contact. He actually took the initiative to contact me. Luo Bing's heart suddenly tightened. It always feels like not a good thing. At this time, her attitude towards Chen Mo has turned 180 degrees. The rival among the newcomers this time. Of course, as a strong girl, along the way, she is a genius at school, her looks and grades are all top-notch. Naturally he won't admit it. Contact to contact, who is afraid of who? She was just thinking, she must not be used by the other party again. Chapter 27 Selling by the Caddy. Blast. First in the newcomer area. 2 more. Everything is sold on the trading platform, and there are people who want to buy everything. After all, 200 billion people are using it, a super platform. The most popular category on the trading platform is consumables. This is also very understandable. There are too many people, and there is almost no upper limit on the demand for consumables. How much can be digested? Therefore, the transaction of consumables is enduring. And what Chen Mo put on the shelves just happened to be consumables. Magical equipment, food, magic mines, goblins and more. So it quickly attracted the attention of many people. Especially the newcomer area, it boiled directly. Of course, the main reasons are Chenmo almost packed up the entire Goblin City. There are many things to sell, and many varieties. Therefore, as long as someone opens the novice area, the first thing they see is basically the trading goods that Chenmo hangs up. In the transaction column list, there are more than 10 consecutive pages, all of which are listed by Chenmo alone. Screen directly. What the hell? Is my watch stuck, or is Chenmo crazy? Gone, Mr. Chenmo, did you evacuate a city? It's outrageous. Magic equipment is sold by the caddy. Ooh. Is this the gap between me and the boss? The boss still lacks a warmer. This girl doesn't want to fight anymore. Hey. Even if I put my face on the keyboard and put items on the shelves, I can't be so exaggerated. Congratulations. Chenmo and I teamed up to cut 1 billion trading volume on the first day. A record for the newcomer area of the trading platform. Hand you upstairs, are you also worthy of the first place in the newcomer area? Temporarily first, it's not necessarily who has the last laugh. With so many equipment and magic crystals, I can't get a fraction of it for a month. I can only worship the boss, it's too strong. Chenmo's father is so strong, awesome, a Ling will always support you. Quote. For a time, Chenmo has become countless newcomers who need to look up, admire, and even cry out for the existence of Dad. Although among the newcomers at this time, many masters have emerged. The overall level is also improving rapidly. After all, the efficacy of the evolution potion is no joke. Among them, it contains the power of part of the laws of the Star Soul world. Very powerful, but Chenmo's progress is too fast. His current ability, placed in the entire Star Soul world, is not worth mentioning. But among the newcomers, it can be said to be the leader, far exceeding the existence of the first gear. Number 1, without a doubt. Even those geniuses who used Chenmo as their opponent all day had to admit it. Boss Chenmo, you should still have a lot of good equipment, I beg to sell it. Haha, when I saw that Chenmo didn't make the top 10 sales list at the beginning, I felt something was wrong, and decided to sell the goods at a high price immediately. You're a piece of shit, lousy, bet 100,000 yuan directly, and Chenmo will win the first place in the newcomer area today. FK, the 2 foresights upstairs are awesome. Alas, trust Chenmo with real money, and you will be rewarded. It's not like me, hesitant and stupid. Don't hesitate anymore. I don't invest in the construction of the planet with the remaining 1 million, and directly bet, a stud Chenmo, and bet that he will be the first tomorrow. I bet too. Gone. Follow. Which planet is Mr. Chenmo on? I want to hug my thighs, and I want to kneel and lick the boss. Ah. Damn, you have good eyes, you can make money by betting on Chenmo. I'm going to the 13th planet today, and I lost a lot of money. I almost lost my life. Many newcomers are worried, especially when there is a comparison, it is very anxious. After all, whether you can rank in the forefront directly determines how much the Federation will support you. The strength of support is related to the evolution potion, and the various resources needed. And the ranking pulls the hips, even if it is lucky to condense the Star Soul, it will be divided into a junk planet by the Federation. Or in the corner of the front line. In short, the future is bleak. Because of this, many newcomers frantically tried to contact Chenmo. In case if it is on the same planet as Chenmo, if the other party raises a little hand, it can really change the fate. Plus there's a lot of stuff on the shelves. Combining the 2 reasons, Chenmo exploded on the internet again, and the communication channel on the watch exploded directly. There are thousands of private messages. Of course, as always, Chenmo didn't open it at all. It's so uncomfortable. My race is weak, and I can't beat it, so I can only dig and mine. Thanks to Chenmo's magic tool, I have already collected a set of magic energy exploration equipment. I found a metal mine. My race is good at digging. I don't have direct contact with the natives at all, so I dig directly and secretly. Brilliant, is this the legendary mining stream tycoon? The mining flow is already very strong. You can read the recruitment post yourself. The big man Wang Yifeng took this route and directly recruited 10,000 miners. He also recruited the Earth Dragon and Earth Elemental abilities. This must not cost at least hundreds of millions. Is this the discovery of a large deposit? Damn, this is too unfair. If the consortium has money, they can directly find so many people to mine. Let's compare. Alas, and when people dig it out, there will be a market immediately, and the price will go up a bit. Isn't this just exploiting loopholes in the game? It is unfair to distribute rewards according to contribution value. The originally hot newcomer area, upon hearing this news, was like pouring a pot of cold water. A lot cooler. Sigh. Heart and envious tight. Mining is really cool. Digging out is money, which is 10,000 times easier than looting and looting. But ordinary people can't afford it at all. If nothing else, on a strange planet, how to quickly find large deposits buried deep in the ground is as difficult as going to the sky. Even if it is discovered, it can only stare blankly because of its lack of strength and sparse population. Planet 78 with the second most abundant resources. Wang Yifeng stood proudly, looking at the huge mine in front of me and the magic crystals that are continuously being shipped out. A sense of pride arises spontaneously. In just half a day, he discovered the mine and established production. This speed is absolutely a miracle. With all this, what if Chen Mo empties a city? I'm going to carry the money directly. Magic crystal. Good quality. One price is 100,000. He is a lean ore, with low output and poor quality. But sell 100,000. Because he has a way. This is a violation. However, within the federally permitted range, the fluctuation does not exceed 30%. After all, it is impossible to control the transaction too much. I sell 80,000 for 100,000. Chen Mo, do you compare your head with me? His confidence swelled again. This time, we must stand up, overpower Chen Mo, and dominate the newcomer area. All begging to cooperate with Chen Mo. I'm still called Dad. Beg to kneel and lick. Also repeated words, disgusting. Luo Bing couldn't help frowning looking at the current situation of the newcomer area. What a shame for a woman. I won't do this. I want Chen Mo to know my strength. This time I took the initiative to talk about cooperation, and the other party has a high probability of asking me. After careful analysis, Luo Bing already knew what Chen Mo wanted. She has unique advantages. Thinking like this, she suppressed the shadow in her heart, walked smartly, followed the goblin captain and walked into the planet's teleportation channel. Chapter 28 Giving Too Much. 3 more. Terra Star. Luo Bing's pupils shrank as he looked at the hot construction site everywhere. Although mentally prepared, but the other party still has room to build. What race is it? How can you control everything? The number is outrageous. All the way to the base, the doubts in Luo Bing's heart were not resolved, but more and more. She always felt trees, animals, birds, the whole planet seemed to be alive. Very powerful. I'm not an opponent for the time being. Luo Bing made a judgment. But in the future, the level of my angel reincarnation pool will get higher and higher. Angel civilization, but the lowest is the potential to become a god. Luo Bing thought so. She was full of confidence. Terra, inside the survival base, Chen Mo's terminal dinged and received a payment of 200 million yuan from Mu Yao. This is the first funding. There are still 800 million in the follow-up this month. This money, Chen Mo, is mainly used to build the base and supporting facilities. By the way, a large number of excavation equipment must be customized. Chen Mo has obtained a lot of equipment from the big city, but he has a lot of workers and there is still a big gap in equipment. In 5 days, the planetary channel will be closed. Taking advantage of this time, he needs to obtain as much magic crystal as possible. The more resources plundered, the more favorable it will be for his subsequent development. And if you don't take it, if you pass this village, there will be no shop. The more you earn a crystal, the more your contribution value will be. He has as many workers as he wants, and now the angels are in place. What is missing is the right mining equipment. Time is tight. 5 days. During this period, it is very difficult to customize the mining equipment suitable for goblin use, with the number reaching as many as 10 million. But it's not impossible. Chen Mo opened the Federation Mall, and he remembered that he had received special attention from the Federation. And it's the second time. This is not a verbal compliment. But there are real benefits. The Federation will not be stingy with geniuses who show potential. Through the watch, Chen Mo made a special request to the Federation for custom-made machinery. Immediately, the Federation personally came forward to vouch for Chen Mo, and he obtained a list of priority supply for the casting planet. Give him a demand today, start manufacturing equipment tomorrow, and supply it to him. Ding. Guaranteed by the Federation, your order for 10 million sets of mining equipment has been issued. Foundry Planet number 234 belonging to the Grey Steel Consortium. Complete all orders within 3 days. You belong to the Federal Special Concern Talent, exempt from the full transaction tax rate. Quote. Haha, tax-free is a good thing. This time, it will save more than 10 million. Chen Mo glanced at the order, and then showed it to Luo Bing, who had just come in. Luo Bing was thinking about how Chen Mo would start the conversation. Unexpectedly, I looked at the list first. God. 10 million sets of mining equipment. Is this going to dig through the center of the earth? Or federal special support? This investment alone will cost 100 million. She was a little blinded by this generous stroke. The rhetoric that I had planned at the beginning was disrupted. Too late to speak. Just see, Chen Mo said. The angel race has a keen sense of high-energy objects. You can help me find the mineral deposits under this continent. I'll pay you the wages. Would you like a price? 37 points. Luo Bing spoke calmly. Asking prices all over the sky, and repaying the money on the ground. Let's test Chen Mo's true attitude first. Who knows? Okay, 37 points. Chen Mo readily agreed. Luo Bing couldn't help being stunned, thinking that he had heard it wrong. This promise, a whole continent of magic crystals. Add up to at least billions. 30%, that's at least several hundred million. Just looking for mines, this is really too much. According to the market price, it will be about 10 million if it is dead. Luo Bing needs money, but reason told her that no pie would fall from the sky. She immediately became vigilant. You fud else. I always feel that Chen Mo has a plan. The talent brought by the angel told her that at this moment, she should turn around and leave immediately. So as not to fall into the temptation that is hard to refuse. But a other party gave too much. She struggled, her body still in place. And on this planet, it is unrealistic to loot again, and the follow-up risks are extremely high. This may be the biggest money I can get on this planet. If you miss this opportunity, the income in the next few days will only be tens of millions. In Luo Bing's heart, she listed reasons to convince herself. Of course, Chen Mo's calm gaze, sincere, and comfortable attitude also played a big role. Well, actually Luo Bing doesn't know. This is the mysterious power from the Star Soul. Don't be nervous, I'm just optimistic about you. You can think of this as an early investment. If you become prosperous one day, just borrow an archangel for me to use for a few days. Chen Mo tells the truth. The other party is not a woman with big breasts and no brains. There are 15 angels at this stage, which is enough to show that the other party has initially established a reincarnation pool. The strength is very strong. Only by frank communication can it be possible to exchange for opportunities for follow-up and in-depth communication. And spend hundreds of millions to reserve archangel, god-level genes in advance. This business, no matter how it is calculated, is a bloody profit. Then, thank you for your help to me. I will write you an IOU, and I will send you an archangel in the future. Luo Bing thought for a while. Finally nod. The tone was also much softer. However, she still changed the temporary loan to a permanent gift. Because of her appearance, too many people like to approach her and promise various benefits. So she has long developed the habit of being independent and not owed any favors. Chen Mo took this in his eyes and appreciated it slightly. This kind of girl is more reliable. After negotiating the terms with Luo Bing, Chen Mo opened the terminal and took a look. At present, in the newcomer area, many people have already listed resources for sale. He currently ranks first with a contribution value of 500 million. The second place is less than 60 million. The third place is even more pitiful, only more than 30 million. Chen Mo glanced slightly, a quick estimate in mind. At this rate, 7 days down, experts should be able to get about 100 to 700 million in income. I should be fine for the first place. I have a lot of inventory that I haven't sold yet, and in a few days, I will mine a lot of crystal mines, and I will be able to widen the gap. A lot of ordinary metal minerals, a lot of money, and a lot of money. A few days later, it will be Chen Mo's real outbreak period. But looking at it this way, looting planets is really profitable, faster than many star soul powerhouses. Especially looting aboriginal big cities, it's worth a week at a time. Chen Mo couldn't help but sigh. Unfortunately, because he destroyed a continent, he has already aroused a strong rebound of the planet's will. Don't dare to engage in mass destruction anymore. Boom. At this time, on Planet 45, near the coastline of the mainland, the 100-meter-high mushroom tower exploded and turned into a sky full of Mars. The masters of the other continents have arrived. Guided by the will of the planet in the dark, they quickly noticed the abnormality of this continent. The countries of the entire planet have been mobilized. It's a foreign evil god. These masters were shocked and angry, and began to investigate. Chen Mo's eyeliner has spread all over the continent at this time, and he can easily observe the movements of this group of vanguards. The goblins of this group of vanguards are very powerful individually. Although there is no threat to me in the slightest, I can't help them in a short time. Under the guidance of the will of the planet, they will discover my portal sooner or later. If the planetary channel is destroyed, the hundreds of millions of equipment I plan and invest in the future will be lost. You have to find a way to deduce and evolve to be stronger and kill them. Chen Mo analyzed it carefully. Chapter 29 Vigorously perform miracles. One more. The appearance of the Goblin Vanguard was an accident. In other words, after the invasion reaches a certain level, an accident will inevitably occur. Chen Mo was not unprepared for this. As soon as he passed, he established a defense base, and he would never go there, just to deal with accidents. The reason is simple. The planet consciousness will definitely exclude outsiders and make them more unlucky. As long as an accident can happen, usually, the accident will go in the worst direction. After all, it is facing the maliciousness of the whole world. However, Chen Mo has deduced the evolution system, so don't panic. He doesn't even need to evolve a great offensive ability. Because of the extremely understanding of the goblin's genes, there is a 1000% damage bonus. So you only need to have a defense-breaking weapon that can make wounds. There is a wound, a parasitic spore falls into it, takes root and sprouts. The thing is over. Infection control for powerful goblins is not much more difficult than ordinary goblins. After all, they are one race, and they are all flesh and blood. Moreover, the ability of Chen Mo's parasitic spores has been increasing due to the improvement of growth ability. In fact, even if Chen Mo doesn't evolve any offensive abilities and just rushes up, with the massive numbers, he can still consume these goblins alive. But this takes time, and there is a chance that they will fly up and rush out of the encirclement. At that time, Chen Mo exposed himself instead. It will be difficult to think about the next siege. On the contrary, it is very likely that the other party will attack the planet passage. However, this continent is very large, and Luo Bing's angels have the ability to hide passages. Coupled with Chen Mo's deliberate harassment and guidance, this group of vanguards will never find a way for a while. After carefully formulating the deduction evolution plan, Chen Mo was relieved. Mining plan, go ahead. Make money, evolve, can't be delayed. In the middle of the night, teams of birds and goblins that devoured magic crystals took off from all over the continent. Before consuming the magic crystals in their bodies, each of them has almost infinite energy. Rapid growth, metamorphosis recovery ability. Nearly immortal. As long as it is not directly burned to ashes, you can continue to act. Ignore any non-destructive damage. This is much more powerful than the parasite of the spore cannon that was beaten into flesh before. Of course, the main task of these magic crystal parasites is to attack the mutant wolves of the Goblin Vanguard through this super anti-fighting ability, and obtain the opportunity to deduce and evolve metal. After arranging the things to be done and handing over the specific execution to the subordinates, it is already late at night. Chen Mo lay down on the bed and habitually surfed the internet before going to bed. Unexpectedly, even in the middle of the night, the newcomer area is still very lively. All are talking about the harvest of the day. Some people made a big deal, and some people were lucky enough to discover the ore deposits, and they were free from the hard-hitting natives. But most of the newcomers are very unlucky. Being targeted by the world is a common phenomenon. If not, it can only be said that your threat is too low, or your race is special, and you are lucky. However, because of Chen Mo's amazing deeds of looting the city, many people were inspired to take the risk. Also learn to loot native cities. But soon they knew. Some things, Chen Mo can, they can't. In short, the space channel was originally a test, and it was still very difficult in general. Chen Mo also discovered that it wasn't just his planet's consciousness that was activated. All planets began to gradually activate. The reason is that 100 planets, more than 10 million newcomers. For the rest of the planets, there are too many newcomers assigned, and there is a lot of noise, and their destructive power is very low. But when added up, the power is also terrifying. And because of the scattered sand, it is even more difficult to restrain your behavior. This will only lead to everyone doing their own thing, and the planetary consciousness will increasingly exclude everyone. The further back you go, the more difficult it will be for everyone to act. For me, the same is true, because avoiding provoking planetary consciousness and plundering is inherently contradictory. A dead end, so to speak. The only way is to mine, avoid direct stimulation, and get as much profit as possible while the risk is still within the tolerance range. Sleep till dawn. Outside the window, it has changed a lot. The planetary containment warehouse has already built the foundation, and many equipment of the power plant have also been delivered. It won't be long. This planet can be made into a habitable home. When Chen Mo got up, he first sensed mining and evolution, two top priorities. Evolution. The vanguard is becoming a whetstone for his evolution. They were exhausted after being besieged by the magic crystal parasite all night. Many goblin powerhouses have even been infected without knowing it. And all over the continent, large and small mines appeared overnight. From the sky, from the angel's perspective, the ground is densely packed, and there are surging black spots everywhere. They are weak, but their numbers are terrifying. They devour everything, corrode everything, assimilate everything, work day and night, and dig more mines in one night than all the players combined. Luo Bing was shocked by this collective miracle. At the same time, some words also appeared in her mind. Big bricks fly, power makes miracles, flesh and blood, comparable to gods. Then, Chen Mo checked the trading platform while eating breakfast. The goods he hung up yesterday were all bought. Packing the resources of a big city seems to be a lot. But for a massive population of 200 billion, this resource is insignificant. What's more, among these 200 billion people, there are many strong people above the Star Soul. Every Star Soul powerhouse behind him represents the civilization of a planet. Chen Mo has earned 1 billion since opening the planetary channel. Without looking at the rankings, Chen Mo can be sure that he is definitely the richest among the newcomers. Ding! Your parasite army has already infected the warg, devoured the warg gene, and analyzed the metal gene. Do you add it to your own gene sequence? Suddenly, there is good news. Chapter 30 Full Metal Frenzy. 2 more. Boom. Another explosion. A mountain peak was connected to an army of tens of thousands of magic crystal parasites, all of which were bombed to the sky. It seems that the Goblin Vanguard has an absolute advantage. Chen Mo, whose eyes were fixed on here, had a smile on his face. Add the metal gene too. Wait. Chen Mo suddenly had a thought in his mind. He asked suddenly, System, the warg has a lot of characteristic genes, right? In addition to the metal gene, can I devour the rest of the genes? Go back to the host. It is completely possible. You have all the genes of the wolf, and theoretically, you can obtain the ability by copying the genes. Theoretically, Chen Mo frowned. Yes, only after systematic deduction, the most suitable gene for your evolution can be perfectly integrated into its own sequence. If it blindly swallows its ability, it will affect subsequent evolution and the stability of its own genes. Unless your devour ability is further enhanced. That is to say, with my devouring ability really strong, I can copy the ability in any gene without any restrictions. Yes, this is also one of the goals of the evolution of system deduction. When you reach level 2 civilization, your ability to use genes will be much stronger. The stronger the devour, the stronger your compatibility, the more types of genes you can control, the more freedom you have, and ultimately control the mysteries of all genes. Finally, genetic ascension. Chen Mo touched his chin, and his heart became more and more anticipatory. At the same time, collecting genes now has an extra meaning for him. That is preparing for the future. The richer the gene types in the gene bank, the more abilities he can use in the future. Chen Mo estimated that to achieve the level of devouring genes at will, the cooperation of Star Soul is indispensable. But at this stage, the Star Soul is extremely weak. Even if it is used on Luo Bing, it can only slightly change the other party's perception of him. A powerful Star Soul, in addition to strengthening civilization, can only get the attention of the laws of the world. When I grow my civilization, I have to keep acquiring genes, plundering resources, and acquiring evolutionary potions. From this aspect, Chen Mo is somewhat envious of Luo Bing. The other party's process is very fixed. Just keep building the angel reincarnation pool. It is much simpler than starting from nothing and creating a path. Join the sequence and evolve. Chen Mo gave the order. Next moment, there are goblin miners standing next to the metal mine, rooting on the soles of their feet and spreading out mycelium. He slowly raised his hand and saw. The bone grows slowly forward, puncturing the skin, and growing out of the top of the fist, forming spikes. Not bone spurs. Looking closely, in the sun, the claws glowed with a cold metallic luster. It's a metal thorn. Metal. You get the metal gene, which can greatly enhance your ability to devour and absorb metals, and allow metals to gather at designated locations in the body. Metal weapons and all metal skeletons are enough to increase the strength of the parasite terribly. Imagine that others thought they were going head to head with flesh and blood. Who knows, it's actually the Terminator. The combination of flesh and metal, the first step of active metal. Hard, growing. It has the advantages of both at the same time. If this ability is one step closer, I can create various metal machinery out of thin air by absorbing the metal elements in the soil, and even directly use it to drain the metal elements of an entire planet. Great potential. Chenmo moved in his heart and opened the properties panel. Race. Mushroom, parasite. Nature. Cluster creature. Level. Level 1 civilization. Abilities. Growth, devour, hallucinogenic, toxin, parasitic, nerve, metal. Time. 997. Overall evaluation. Planet Overlord. Although the civilization level has not improved, Chenmo is very clear that his overall strength is steadily increasing. Day by day, stronger and stronger. The only thing that puzzled him was, what does this time actually mean? It's still 997, indicating that the unit is not days, months, or years. My lord. Aside, a sonorous and powerful voice sounded. It's the Goblin Captain. He completed the metal evolution. Even though he is only 2 meters tall, his weight has already reached more than 3 tons. When walking, there is a rumbling sound. The momentum is very amazing, like a humanoid tank. However, he was extremely respectful when he was crawling in front of Chenmo. Even look cute. In his mind, Chenmo is the greatest and only existence. It is his creator and the divine will that sustains the truth. Chenmo appreciates his masterpiece. This look is no longer suitable to be called a goblin. After thinking about it, he chose a name for the other party. Titan, you will be the general of the Parasite Legion in the future. Go, drive away the Goblin Vanguard, it's better not to kill them all. Your primary goal is to protect the planetary passage. Then, try to attract the attention of the goblins, and don't let them come to this continent to make trouble. Well, let's choose the parasitic body of this mining area as the source of troops, there just happens to be suitable metals to absorb. Chenmo pointed to a tungsten, iron, metal mining area on the map. He is not here to start a war. Warmongers, that has to be good too. Making money, passing the test, and winning the game is the main purpose. Mining is the most profitable right now. He focused on mining. Mining is a labor-intensive industry. It takes a lot of people, and it's dangerous. It just so happened that this was not a problem for Chenmo at all. There are many people, he is not afraid of death, and he works around the clock. This is his unique advantage. As ordered, the Goblin Captain said with a firm look. The direction of the divine will is the direction of his sword. Next moment, through the Holy Will Network, he issued instructions to the entire parasite army. The whole army seemed to come alive. And Chenmo continued to eat breakfast leisurely. Boom. The ground shook slightly. What's the matter? Is there another big move? After a night of searching for minerals, Luo Bing, who was just lying on the stone, ready to take a nap, suddenly woke up. Could it be that the goblins have come to the door? Then let me fight. If you send a legion, the goal is too obvious. The war can easily get out of control and escalate. And it will make the opponent run away. The opponent's individual strength is too strong. Luo Bing's heart tightened. Ignoring the dark circles under her eyes and her tired image, she immediately turned on her watch, played the video, and urgently contacted Chenmo. Now a grasshopper on a rope. She was very angry with Chenmo's behavior. But I really don't want to make things bigger again. Engaging in a big war is not much different from engaging in her. Chenmo is cool, but she is the one who suffers. She herself is still on this planet, and she hasn't earned a penny yet. Therefore, as soon as the mining army moved, she flew up from the mine and observed it carefully. The mine she was in was the latest discovery. Has a small amount of magic crystals, and a large amount of iron and tungsten ore. It is very valuable, but there are no mining tools and no beneficiation equipment, and everyone just waits. But what makes her strange is that this monster army is just scattered all over, and then stands in place. Not moving at all. Sunbathing. Not right. What's with this light? Luo Bing suddenly widened his eyes. A ray of light flashed through the black tide-like monster army. Under the sunlight, this kind of light becomes more and more obvious. It is metallic luster. The black tide faded, and a touch of silver gray became more and more dazzling. Student Luo Bing, what's the matter? At this time, the video is also connected. Luo Bing looked at Chen Mo, who was in pajamas and eating breakfast leisurely. Look at the metal frenzy that is emerging. Quote. She opened her mouth, not knowing what to say for a while. Chapter 31 Luo Bing in self-doubt. 3 more. Pajamas. Steaming milk. Soft sofa. These things appeared together, and it was obvious that Chen Mo had just woken up. Obviously, his legion is also taken care of by his subordinates. This is the situation. Let Luo Bing, who has dark circles under his eyes and worked overtime all night, feel a burst of sadness for no reason. All of a sudden, there is a feeling of desperation. Damn it. Is that the difference between the boss and the worker? As the eldest lady, she experienced it for the first time in person. After a hard night, he slept on hard slate, drank cold water, and ate instant noodles, while Chen Mo drank hot milk leisurely. Why is Chen Mo so powerful just like on vacation? His troop type is simply the same. She still hasn't figured out how it works. This made Luo Bing have a suspicion. Could it be that he has always been called the goddess of genius, and is touted by others? Falling into self-doubt. Of course, on the surface, Luo Bing was still very calm. She said calmly, "Nothing, I just wanted to ask, when will the mining equipment be delivered? If there's nothing else, I'll go back to my own planet first." Okay, you can go back first. How many minerals are produced? I will share the list with you, and you can also query the detailed data from the trading platform. Chen Mo said. I secretly wondered, I thought there was an emergency. Anyway, the other party has finished looking for the deposits, so it doesn't matter if they go back and wait for news. With the metallic magic crystal parasite, it is not a problem to get those goblin vanguards. Not to mention anything else, Chen Mo's parasite is at least 10 times stronger than the original in terms of defense alone. This is still a conservative estimate. This means that the original opponent's big move, which can kill tens of thousands of parasites, may now only kill hundreds, or even less. The most important thing is that these kills have not achieved the effect of destruction of corpses and traces. Facing the drug-addicting army, with magic crystals, each one can grow an arm every second. It's useless if you just lack arms and legs. Finished dealing with Luo Bing and the parasite army. Sit back and wait for the good news. Then, Chen Mo found that he had nothing to do. He is far less busy than the rest of the planetary masters. As a result, he has no civilization in the usual sense and needs to develop his diligent subjects. The only question is, where to work next? Cultivation, he does not need. Some newcomers will cultivate by themselves, such as Luo Bing, who is similar to the way of angels. But Chen Mo doesn't practice, and he's not good at practice either. Transform, mutate yourself. Just think about it. Anyway, the more races he has, the stronger he is, the stronger he is. Just lie down and become stronger. There is no need to do anything else. Being bored, Chen Mo opened the terminal and simply looked at the situation of the other newcomers. By the way, send a part of today's high-purity magic crystal to Mu Yao. There are magic crystals on Chen Mo's side. She has lifted the crisis and is currently recruiting mercenaries. Before long, he should be able to retake his mineral planet. As for the newcomer area, it was as lively as ever. After all, this kind of planetary passage is not comparable to the invasion test. No enemy will directly threaten the security of the homeland. If you can't beat it, you can escape back to your own planet. If you dig your own mine and sell it, you can develop a little bit. So basically, people will not be eliminated. Unless you are too dishy. It's like a warm-up game to gather resources. The main event is yet to come. But many newcomers have begun to be pessimistic. Because the resources cannot be obtained now, the follow-up will only become more and more difficult, and the ending can be imagined. Chen Mo also glanced at the list and observed several powerful players. The Great Wilderness, Nephalem, Krypton Gold Powerhouse, these are all geniuses. Of course, these people are no match for Chen Mo at all. But Chen Mo wasn't stupid enough to ignore them either. After all, as long as the strength is confirmed, it is easy to obtain the support of the consortium. Some are even members of the consortium themselves. If you join a consortium, you will have a large investment of resources. When the next game comes, maybe they suddenly increase their combat power. Not to be careless. At present, it is still in the stage of intense resources, and among players, cooperation is greater than competition. But as the test went on, the competition became more and more intense, and it was hard to say in the future. Staying ahead at all times and finding ways to become stronger is the safest. Chen Mo is paying attention to all kinds of masters. The rest of the newcomers, needless to say, Chen Mo has angered the will of the world. It should be almost over. There will be no more big gains. Even the planetary channel may be closed. Next, it's my turn to perform. Wang Yifeng glanced at the sales list in the newcomer area. Full of confidence, everyone is selling goods today. Only Chen Mo fell silent. I worked overtime last night and got 50 million magic crystals. In addition, I got 150 million during the day today. It's not a problem. There are so many subsequent days. I must be the first. Chen Mo should be second. What's going on with this, Luo Bing? I thought he was a genius, but his current contribution value is only tens of millions. Seeing this, Wang Yifeng couldn't help but smile. Chapter 32 Grey Steel Consortium, not convinced. Hold on, 4 more. I made 50 million early in the morning. Wang Yifeng is awesome. Congratulations to this bee, there is a hope of breaking 100 million today. I'm sorry, they sell all magic crystals, but some of them were mined yesterday, right? He sells 100,000 pieces, why? I only have 80,000 pieces. As the person who has gained the most today, Wang Yifeng is eye-catching. Of course, Chen Mo was the player who broke the record on the first day of the test. No matter who he is, whether he wants to or not, he will inevitably be compared with Chen Mo. Feng Xiao still has some strength, let's put it this way, a tenth of a Chen Mo. Looking at it this way, Chen Mo is really awesome, even the local tyrants can't compare. But this 1 billion one-shot deal, I am afraid that no one can break it, including himself. Quote. From now on, the absolute peak, maybe it can be listed in the history books. What the hell, I just bet on Chen Mo yesterday, and the stud has millions. Listening to you, doesn't he sell goods today? My condolences from upstairs. The big man shipped 1 billion yesterday, and can we still have it today? You think the alien planet is yours, and you can make as many as you want. It's so uncomfortable, why can a fool have 1 million to stud? If my guess is correct, Chen Mo should have sacked a big city. Although I don't know how he did it, there is no doubt that this definitely angered the will of the planet. Then, isn't there a follow-up to it? A wave of nearly 1 billion, what else to do? Just wait and win. Quote. In the newcomer area, Chen Mo is a hot topic. Chatting, talking to him again. Seeing this, Chen Mo felt bored. Pure waste of time. With this effort, he might as well talk to Mu Yao about how to further process the magic crystal to make money. Just as I was about to turn it off, a message suddenly appeared. Hurry up. Buy magic crystals, gold, silver, copper, iron and various metal mines at high prices. Some newcomers, hurry up. First come, first served. Brothers in difficulty, I also provide mining tools. We can supply them within a week. Goods, everything is fine. Seeing this, Chen Mo couldn't help but move. Maybe you can also pre-sell a wave in advance. With his fame, it is very good to lock a wave of funds first. Profits can be maximized. For example, this player who is eager to buy shares, Chen Mo can make his money. Of course, such high-priced customers are a minority. If he earns it, the other players won't earn it. With that in mind, he made up a message. Just about to send out, who knows, a similar message will appear sooner. Okay, does anyone have the same idea as me? Chen Mo took a closer look. Coincidentally, he was still an acquaintance. On the other side, the side of the hot mine. Wang Yifeng is also looking at the newcomer area. But looking at him with a smile on his face, his blood pressure rose. Hold, 1/10 of Chen Mo. He has never suffered from this useless gas since he was a child. He was stronger than others everywhere. Since I participated in this bird competition, I have been detained as an idiot. It is also used to compare with Chen Mo everywhere. Can this be tolerated? Just then, a pre-order message appeared. He was inspired, had an idea, and immediately put up a pre-sale list. After 2 days, we will start selling 10,000 ton level gold, silver, copper, iron and other minerals, including low and medium quality magic crystals of more than half a ton. Welcome to pre-order in advance. Ships in 2 days. The trading platform has been listed. Quote. How to tell others that you are awesome in a low-key and luxurious way. This is the classic operation. Sure enough, as soon as the information came out, the whole newcomer area is boiling. Damn it. Is this the discovery of a super large deposit? The wind is less arrogant. Hi. After all, the overall price is not low. Can it break 1 billion? Damn it. Look at this list. It's 30% higher than the market price. Someone bought it. Someone was careful and immediately found the problem. I think Wang Yifeng is just pretending. Hee hee. No one bought it. Wang Yifeng smiled lightly. The Gray Steel Consortium and Feng Xiao made friends. We are in urgent need of a large amount of magic crystals and metal minerals. The premium is 30%, which is acceptable and in line with the platform's regulations. Next moment, pre-order in full. For a time, the newcomer area exploded. 666. When it comes to pretending to be forceful, it's still windy and young. Damn, it's just stuck with the highest premium of 30%, FCK, on purpose. If there is a deal, Wang Yifeng will book the first place in advance. Blatantly cheating. No one cares. I reported it, and the federal investigators will intervene later. Hee hee. Don't pretend to be a righteous person upstairs. Everything complies with the regulations. For a large transaction, the premium does not exceed 30%. The reason for the purchase is that there is an urgent shortage of resources. Quote. The newcomers were divided into two factions, and there was a commotion. Seeing this, Chen Mo deeply felt that the consortium had many means. It is no wonder that in the past 20 years, there has been no civilian child who has entered the top 10 of the competition. Even if there was, it would have been included long before the end of the game. Using legal and reasonable means, the consortium can crush you with resources. However, this time Chen Mo is confident to be a special case. He's going to take first place. Thinking of this, Chen Mo closed the terminal. He was too lazy to watch this farce. Gray Steel Consortium. Don't get me wrong, our consortium is in desperate need of resources. Moreover, this resource requires special requirements and must be from the same planet. Because the energy characteristics of each planet are different, the output of high-energy minerals is different. I believe everyone knows this. Although we and Feng Xiao are friends, the transaction process is based on the federal platform, which is absolutely normal. If any of you have the same amount of resources, you can also sell them. I can also return it here. I will lose a little pre-order fee and make friends. How is there such a classmate? Quote, is there such a good classmate as Wang Yifeng? As soon as this is said, no one said a word. The newcomer area is unusually quiet. What a joke. So many resources, except for a few races such as angels, no one dares to find them. It's useless to find it, not to mention mining. Even if you dig it and let you move it, you can't get enough people. Moreover, everyone knows that the federal trading platform is notoriously strict. Because this is tax collection, it is the lifeblood of the Federation, and it involves the selection of talents. Playing cautiously on this is courting death. Therefore, the practice of the Gray Steel Consortium must be completely legal and compliant. But the more this happened, the more depressed everyone became. This is clear to tell you. Not convinced. Hold me up. Chapter 33 Windfall. Used to it. One more. Is there such a good classmate as Wang Yifeng? If there is, I will be a friend. Seeing what the Gray Steel Consortium said, Wang Yifeng called him a good guy. It is indeed a partner who has always cooperated. This held up the scene for him. Not only did the other newcomers become speechless, but his unique status highlighted his business trip. In the entire rookie area, he is the only one who is sure to play a huge amount of ores. Others really don't have to be envious and jealous. Hee hee. It's also thanks to Chen Mo. Without him, I wouldn't think about overtaking in a corner. Fighting and killing like the rest of the newcomers, although it comes quickly, there is absolutely no such effect of accumulation. Wang Yifeng smiled lightly and concluded. The tone of the Gray Steel Consortium is very annoying to the rest. Why not? A new man suddenly spoke. Everyone is curious. This contribution value is only 1 million, dare to say this. I'm just an inconspicuous newcomer, but I'm sure that Chen Mo will be able to do it. Please look at this order. I saw this when I accidentally went to order mining equipment. Order. Chen Mo. Address. Planet 23,788. Contents. 10 million sets of mining equipment customized. Remarks. Special priority order, expedited. The list is put up. The whole newcomer area was quiet again. Lying. Trough. Countless people looked at the screen, all dragged their voices out, and let out a sigh. 10 million sets. God, is this going to dig through the center of the earth? Hi, a mine usually only needs about 10,000 sets of equipment, right? A few thousand sets are fine. Worship Chen Mo boss. As expected of Chen Mo, the investment in mining equipment alone makes more money than the second place, far ahead of the newcomers. Wait, rush order. Does Mr. Chen Mo want to use these devices immediately? But how do you fight the will of the planet? Is there a trick? The same question, kneeling and begging Chen Mo for guidance. Don't ask. Even if you ask, you won't learn. Think about when you asked Shueba math questions. I guess it must be. Chen Mo has some way to control the natives, such as undead or bewitching spells, or his race is particularly capable of multiplying, giving birth once a day. Or it is the ancient technology root. I saw it in a history book. It is said that in ancient times there was a purely mechanical device that could be copied in batches and could make many puppets to work. The solution is upstairs. I guess it's the former. This is very similar to the performance of Chen Mo before. But how did he find so many minerals? Alas, I haven't even manipulated more than 100 soldiers. Don't mention it. My whole family adds up to less than 1,000, and even a fraction of Chen Mo's boss is not enough. Numerous newcomers expressed their envy. Everyone wants to know the feeling of manipulating thousands of troops. There are few resources for newcomers, no facilities, and the race has not yet developed, so its own strength is very limited. Wait, why doesn't the Gray Steel Consortium say anything? Yeah, hurry up and place an order at Mr. Chen Mo. If you don't place an order, it's a lie. I'm recording the screen. The administrators of the Federation can watch. Go to Chen Mo to place an order. Place an order. Place an order. For a while, order, swiped. The Gray Steel Consortium was directly roasted on the fire. The staff of the Gray Steel Consortium who were in charge of the operation were stunned at the moment. Surprised, a little confused about the situation, but not afraid. Because the extra money is not paid by them. Wang Yifeng was sweating on his forehead. 30% premium, 100,000 yuan to buy Chen Mo's inferior magic crystal, but he paid for the extra money. In order to cooperate with him, the Gray Steel Consortium had already said all of its words. At this moment, there is absolutely no room for maneuver. Thinking of this, he felt dizzy. Why does this weird thing happen every time you pretend? Someone jumped out. Then his benefits came to Chen Mo. Absolutely not. Thinking of this, he gritted his teeth and simply had a cheeky face, and asked his younger brother to send a navy message. Hee. Chen Mo hasn't spoken yet, so he's in such a hurry. Is he your father? Yes, they didn't say. Why did Gray Steel place an order? Besides, it's uncertain whether there are mines or not. Seeing the effect is good, many people followed suit. Wang Yifeng smiled. Who knows, the next moment. Luo Bing. Chen Mo has mines. And there are many. I will testify. I will call him on the pre-sale, and all the newcomers will testify. Luo Bing returned to his planet and was going to sleep. But at the moment, there is no sleep. Money. Opportunity to make money. She and Chen Mo are divided into 30 to 70%, and they sell 30% more, and she also earns a lot more. But Chen Mo has been silent, probably not watching. Seeing things change, she was in a hurry, couldn't help it, and immediately helped to speak. Following Luo Bing's words, the whole newcomer area boiled. 666. What kind of routine is this? Does a beauty save a hero? No wonder Goddess Luo Bing has contributed tens of millions. It turns out that she and Chen Mo are both on planet 45. Isn't the Gray Steel Consortium speechless now? Hurry up and prepare the money. Damn it. Am I the only one who noticed the fact that the goddess of genius was persecuted to make only tens of millions, and she was still speaking to Chen Mo? Goddess Luo Bing is the top talent of our school, and she is also the school's beauty. She claims that there is no one in Bingshan, and she obviously doesn't care about boys. Woo. I really envy Chen Mo boss. What is a real boss? Tactical leaning back. In the newcomer area, the wind changed for a while, and everyone envied Chen Mo. I see. Wang Yifeng came to understand why Luo Bing is only 10 million, this is all because of Chen Mo. They are on a planet. Why? The goddess knelt down and licked, pretending to be in the limelight and making a lot of money. It's all finished for the opposite side. But the whole process, the other party's face did not show. Wang Yifeng thought about it and burst into tears. Doubt life. Damn it. It's not what you think it is. Shameless. Luo Bing was so angry that he raised his hand and typed. There are only hundreds of millions of transactions between me and Chen Mo. But after thinking about it carefully, she felt that saying this, there is no silver 300 taels here. More and more black. She was so cold that she was too lazy to explain. Contact Chen Mo directly, making money matters. The video is connected, only to see. Chen Mo is still wearing pajamas, but the hot breakfast in front of him has been replaced with a refreshing drink. The background has also changed from a warm and comfortable base restaurant to a sunny golden beach. See these. Luo Bing was in a trance. In this situation, how can it be so similar? Not long ago, she worked hard, had dark circles under her eyes, worked overtime all night, and tasted what it was like to be a laborer. As the eldest lady, she experienced it for the first time in person. This will. Under the pressure of the consortium, she also had scandals and was said to be a kneeling girl. Damn it. Why did the same thing happen a second time so soon? With the first time, there will be a second time soon. Slowly, you will get used to it. Thinking of this saying, I look at Chen Mo. Luo Bing shivered. Chapter 34. The most expensive friend in history. Kill the Goblin Vanguard. 2 more. Damn it. I don't want to get used to Chen Mo. And the other party is squeezing me and exploiting me, am I still used to it? Look at his capitalist face. I'm ashamed. Thinking of this, Luo Bing gradually widened his eyes. Looking at Chen Mo angrily. In the coldest tone, he said the most wonderful and pleasant words. Chen Mo was shocked after hearing this. With a swish, he immediately jumped up from the beach chair. Pre-sale ore. Earn 300 million more out of thin air. Converted to 30 drops of evolution potion, it can be used to evolve and upgrade a gene. Immediately release the pre-sale news. After 2 days, we will start selling tens of millions of tons of gold, silver, copper, iron and other minerals, including low and medium quality magic crystals of more than 10 tons. Welcome to pre-order in advance. Ships in 2 days. The trading platform has been listed. Quote. Thank you for your patronage of the Grey Steel Consortium. It's a pleasure to make friends with you. This word appeared in the newcomer area. 10 million tons of metal mines. Magic crystals by the ton. 666. Make a friend. I can't believe it. Chen Mo has just evacuated a continent. For a time, thousands of waves were aroused. The Grey Steel Consortium was dumbfounded. It's too expensive to make a friend like this. But people all over the internet watched it, they could only smile, and in their hearts, Mama placed an order. Wang Yifeng fainted out of anger. Chen Mo was completely unaware of these. For him, it was a pure surprise. Without Luo Bing's reminder, he who doesn't like eating melons would have missed this opportunity to pick up money for nothing. Today is the 3rd day of the opening of the channel. After this accident, as long as I kill the Goblin Vanguard, I can book the first place in advance. In 3 more days, we will enter the next stage of the test. At that time, many people will be eliminated directly. It's even life-threatening. After all, strictly speaking, all current planets also have resources for newcomers. They are all consuming federal reserves and resources. By doing this, the Federation is casting a wide net, giving everyone a chance to train everyone a little bit. For the follow-up, pick out the emerging geniuses from the newcomers. However, genius is also graded. For example, the 1st place and the 100th place are both geniuses, but the attention they receive and the degree of resource inclination are completely different. And the 1st place in history. It was a completely different existence. Chen Mo's goal is this. With the deduction system and the possibility of infinite evolution, Chen Mo is sure to win the 1st place. But number 1 is not enough. It must be the undisputed first in creating a number of historical records. The bigger the fame and the stronger the strength, the more support he gets. This is also the reason why he dares to completely ignore Bird King Yifeng and kill the opponent twice. Master, we are already in contact with the Vanguard. Suddenly, a message came from the Titan. Chen Mo's spirit was shocked. This is the only hidden danger. After getting the other party, he can mine with peace of mind, and then obtain enough capital for the 1st place. Not only that, but the game system also detected evolutionary opportunities. Ding. According to systematic deduction, with the Goblin Vanguard, the host can evolve the toxin gene. This gene has great follow-up value and is recommended for evolution. On a bloody plain. The fighting has been going on all morning. It wasn't originally a plain, but the peaks were flattened. The Goblin Vanguard is like chopping melons and vegetables, and they were very excited at first. Enemy, that's all. But kill 100,000. Then 1,000,000. And then. No one counts. Killed. Deep down, they became extremely anxious. even start to fear. Because it seems to be caught in some kind of evil god domain. No matter where you go, you are a monster that you can't see. Give almost no time to breathe. Don't talk about investigation, it's almost impossible for them to move. Although they are the strongest warriors with firm minds, at this moment, the intention to retreat has already emerged. These monsters can't be killed at all. We might be in a fantasy world. Another group of monsters appeared. As usual, the vanguard came up with a big move. This clears out large swaths of monsters, while they also gain precious, few seconds of respite. But this time, it was different. Noisy monster army, neat and uniform. There are even large monsters, actively resisting the big move. The clanging sound of metal collision resounded throughout the battlefield. The army of magic crystal metal parasites collided, and the whole ground began to shake. The exhausted goblin vanguard was caught off guard. Losing the first mover advantage of second people, they are like crispy assassins, and they no longer have any room for maneuver. As a result, in order to avoid the attack of the parasite, they were quickly swept away from the formation. Then, each of them has to face hundreds of times, thousands of times the enemy. For a while, screams came one after another. In just 10 minutes, half of the goblin vanguard, who had been stalemate with Chenmo, had been killed. Even if he wasn't dead, he was still scarred. Injury means infection. You must know that the air, and even the blood of the parasite, is full of parasitic spores. Dreadful mycelium spread from the wound, twisting through the flesh and climbing. The quick response goblin raises the knife and drops it, and then uses the purification magic. But if the reaction is a little slower, the hyphae will start to grow explosively because they come into contact with blood and are contaminated with rich nutrients. It's even worse if parasitic spores fall into the blood vessels. This terrifying scene can almost scare the most powerful warrior. Even the warriors inspired by the will of the planet are no exception. Not to mention them, even Chenmo himself was shocked. The 1000% damage bonus makes the growth and parasitic abilities very exaggerated in goblins. I have to say, this is so evil, weird, and terrifying. Simply a cult. It's not wrong to be called a foreign evil god by these people. Chenmo couldn't help but sigh. But the war between races is so cruel. Even if Chenmo is not a killer now, the army of the follow-up, Star Soul World, will still sweep this place. This planet will also be eroded and assigned to a certain Star Soul powerhouse. Chapter 35 Venom Attack, Transform Parasites. 3 more. Roar. The most powerful goblin endured the pain, burned his infected hand to ashes with his backhand. With the other hand, he drew the great sword. At the same time, he unreservedly unleashed all his power. Full blast. He knew he couldn't leave. But I don't want to turn into a weird and twisted monster, and I want to bite the other side if I die. Go straight to the little giant covered with metallic bone spurs in the distance. The battlefield command goblin looked at the rushing enemy. Not moving. Meaningless. The divine will is truth. Since you don't want to join the glorious evolution, let's turn it into nourishment. As his voice fell, there are snake-shaped monsters around, the abdomen swells, and then makes a babble sound. Next moment, the green liquid, like a barrage, covered the goblin rushing towards it. The goblin powerhouse gave a grim smile. He was not afraid of death, but was he afraid of saliva? What about poisonous? Don't be afraid. Get away from me. He swung his sword across. But the next moment, he suddenly found that his hand was light. His invincible rune sword was as soft as noodles. Snapped. This noodle was thrown on the goblin, and it burst open, turning into a sizzling liquid. Melting. The goblin powerhouse watched in surprise. The greatness of the divine will is beyond your imagination. Ignorant ants, go away. The parasite commander said lightly. Following his words, the body of the goblin powerhouse also squeaked and turned into a cloud of blood. The blood water is also highly corrosive, and the entire ground screeched, and a large pit with a diameter of more than 5 meters was corroded. It eroded down for more than 10 meters before slowly stopping. Goblin Vanguard, exterminate. The parasite commander never moved from beginning to end. Because the divine will told him not to move, he would not move. He knew that when the divine will watched, a miracle would happen. At the same time, he was extremely excited in his heart, and he, a little individual at the bottom, actually got the attention of the greatest will. Excited. The corrosive ability of this venom to metal and flesh is quite powerful. Chenmo withdrew his gaze from the battlefield. He had wanted to let the last goblin go. This can ease the conflict with the natives a little bit. Someone goes back to deliver the news, and they won't attack so quickly. But because of the evolution of the toxin gene just now, have new abilities, Chen Mo temporarily changed his mind. Ding! You have consumed 10 drops of the evolution potion, and through the special battlefield environment, the toxin gene has obtained a new evolution. The system detects that your toxin gene is enhanced. According to the current environment and the strength of your star soul, a possible parasite transformation route can be deduced, but it needs to consume more than 20 drops of evolution potion. Is deduction and evolution affected by the will of the world? The success rate is only 50%. Toxin. Your race can quickly secrete venom, which is highly corrosive to both metal and flesh. The metal contaminated with the venom will soften rapidly and lose its strength, and the flesh will begin to disintegrate at the genetic level and the level of genetic understanding related. Look at this powerful toxin gene. Chen Mo is satisfied. This wave of killing the goblin vanguard not only relieved the trouble, but also made it stronger. He obtained a long-range attack method, venom spray. Before, it just sprayed spores, relying on hallucinogenic and parasitic abilities, and there was no real damage. The sprayed spores are now capable of self-exploding and are highly corrosive. I also got an additional opportunity to transform the parasite. Chen Mo couldn't help but look forward to it. His parasitic manifestation is now one of the main arms. Greenskin Goblin. The main ability is to spread spores, be intelligent, and be able to use weapons and work. But the ability is too simple. It is best to enrich it, or to enhance it. With the demise of the Goblin Vanguard, Chen Mo can finally mine at full strength. At the same time, with a thought, giant mushrooms grew on the edge of the entire continent. These mushrooms have dense spouts on them, continuously spewing spores out. Big squirt mushroom. The spores are very light, floating in the air, absorbing the water vapor on the sea surface, forming a thick fog. The mist is full of toxins and hallucinogens. The toxin concentration is not high, but it is enough to prevent the goblins from coming to probe again. Most importantly, this evolved toxin can specifically target genes. So special restraint, goblin. There is no harm to other animals. To them, it's just normal fog. No damage to the environment at all. This confusion greatly reduced the vigilance of the goblins in the rest of the continent. At the same time, start analyzing research, how to get in. Not surprisingly, when they came up with a solution, Chen Mo had already hollowed out all the ore and left. At this time, the passage of the planet was extremely lively. Countless greenskins can be seen wearing this equipment. Everyone grabs a one-man mining rig. There are also giant elephants dragging giant mining equipment. The energy is directly driven by the magic crystal. The entire continent is about to enter mass production. The mountain was blasted open. The pit was enlarged. One after another, deposits are about to be mined. The rest of the players will definitely be shocked by the power of this group when they see this scene. Under the absolute number, the power to move mountains and reclaim the sea broke out. A large number of ores are continuously gathering towards the planet passage. Stacked up, they were all waiting to be transported back to Terra. Chapter 36 Shocking. 1 vs million newcomers. 4 more. The passage of the entire planet was almost blocked several times because of too many goods being transported. Chen Mo had to send someone to manage the traffic in the past. The entire planet passage is only 5 meters in diameter. This became where Chen Mo's speed was most limited. If there is a space folding device, or if you have enough permissions, you can open a larger planetary channel. The speed of delivering resources is dozens of times faster. Chen Mo prioritized the delivery of mining equipment made today. Then transport the metal ore that will not deteriorate. Finally, the medium and low-quality magic crystals are ready to be listed on the trading platform that day. The number is quite large, worth 120 million. And it's in stock. This is thanks to Chen Mo's mines spread across the continent. And hundreds of millions of workers who don't want to die, and crazy mining methods. Don't think about waste. Don't think about destroying the environment. In short, how to dig the most mines in the fastest time is how to come. At the current stage, the number of miners at the disposal of general newcomers is usually around 100, that is to say. The number of miners I own by myself is almost as many as 1 million newcomers. Evaluate a little. Chen Mo himself was startled. One of him, the top million newcomers. This is still a conservative estimate. In fact, the rest of the miners usually work in 2 or even 3 shifts. It is impossible to work 24 hours a day, every night. Chen Mo's is different, a miner, tops 2 to 3 others. He doesn't need any rest, he works while eating. It is more convenient to use mycelium to absorb nutrients in the soil, and mine pits that can bask in the sun are more convenient. If I have all the equipment available the day after tomorrow, and I start working with all my strength, it will be almost as many as 2 million new recruits combined. It's not even counting that I have already found all the mines in the entire continent in advance. If you add this, and about half of the rookies don't mine much. I am alone, accounting for almost half of the ore output in the newcomer area. In history, there has never been a newcomer so arrogant. But Chen Mo did it. FK, my eyes aren't blooming, are they? 100,000 tons of copper ore, 200,000 tons of iron ore, and gold, silver. All in stock. Haha, bet 1 million Chen Mo, and earn money straight away. From now on, Chen Mo will be my father. There are so many in stock today, I can't even think about what will happen in the next few days. Dad Chen is amazing, beyond imagination. I was wrong, I thought that the 1 billion start of Chen Mo was the peak, but I didn't expect it was just the starting point of a legend. This wave is going to break the record. Definitely, in less than 3 days, it has already flattened the historical record. Wang Yifeng employs more than 10,000 miners, and there are many power users to help. Earth-type power users, one tops 10,000 miners, the other party is still a super rich mine. What is the situation of Chen Mo? One thing is certain, so many kinds of minerals are definitely not one ore deposit, but a lot of ore deposits. But under normal circumstances, it is impossible to find so many deposits in a short period of time. So if I guess correctly, the rumored angel race is in the hands of Goddess Luo. Quote. Sit down, Goddess Luo Bing's troops are angels. Hey. I can't think of it, let an angel like an adult start with a god level at least, how awesome is the race of Chen Mo's boss? I'm so envious of the boss. In the newcomer area, with Chen Mo's listing of resources, there is another wave of heated discussions. Everyone is talking about how to get more minerals. Stimulated by Chen Mo, the mining flow unexpectedly exploded. Everyone wants to buy some mining equipment to see if they can make a fortune. But soon, everyone discovered that just the step of expediting the customization of equipment is enough to kill 99% of people. In this market, second-hand equipment is skyrocketing. If you want to customize a brand new set, queue up for at least a week. Of course, not all of them approve of Chen Mo. Some people think that Chen Mo was just lucky and met Luo Bing. Without Luo Bing's angel, no matter how he could dig, he would be blind. Or think that Yi Fei actually has the support of a big consortium behind him. So it's just a mystical hype for fame. There are also many geniuses who are independent and have achieved very good results. For example, the anonymous, Great Wilderness Clan, stole the treasure house of an indigenous kingdom. Instantly raised the contribution value to 100 million. But these have nothing to do with Chen Mo. Even if he knew, he didn't care. Just look at the trading platform. His resources alone can overwhelm millions of people. Anyone who comes to buy something, as long as Chen Mo has it here, Chen Mo is the first choice. First, Chen Mo is very famous, and he has gradually come out of the circle, not only in the newcomer area, but many old people also know that there are newcomers who are so powerful that they can break through the sky. Buy some things in advance, get familiar with each other, and form a good relationship. Second, when I entered the trading house, I saw Chen Mo's goods first. The quality of Chen Mo's stuff is really good. There are also repeat customers from time to time, give praise. I'm a buyer of the Blackwater Consortium. To be honest, the goods here, Mr. Chen Mo, are the best. Although it is said that it is an ordinary metal mine, the knowledgeable person will know when he receives the goods that Chen Mo has only excavated the richest part of the deposit. Quote. Yeah, that's exactly what I wanted to say. Chen Mo may not understand the market. In fact, he can raise a little more price for this metal mineral. Because the quality is very good, we save a lot of ore smelting process. Quote. Haha, the boss may be taking care of me in other factories. Thank you. In a dark forest, a young man had a bandage on his head. Looking at the discussion in the newcomer area, he couldn't help but feel depressed. Originally, he had just earned 100 million, and his ranking had soared, so he should be happy. However, people are more popular than dead people. He worked hard and planned for 2 days. He almost lost his life. In order to cover his escape, his subordinates also suffered heavy casualties. Look at Chen Mo again. He can instantly kill his achievements for several days in one day. There are many people who are grateful to Dade. He is arrogant and arrogant. In fact, it is not only him, many new talents, including Luo Bing, are facing this problem. The race they bred is very strong. But because of the small number in the initial stage, they couldn't afford to die at all. One death will have a great impact on subsequent development and one's own strength. Makes them unable to let go at all. Of course, this problem, for Chen Mo, does not exist at all. In him, the arms are converted into each other, and the concept of death does not even exist. Chapter 37 Luo Bing's Goal. Star Soul's Advanced Hope. One more. On the endless ocean, the slender thighs, the water slides across the fat-like skin, outlines a seductive arc. Luo Bing was wearing cool clothes, driving a boat and catching fish. Unlike the rest of the newcomers who are struggling in the alien world. She returned early, and with the re-evolved angel, she fished with great efficiency. This is the fastest way she came up with to obtain resources when the number of angels is small. If before, this harvest scene, coupled with the credit from Planet 45. She must be very happy. But now, it is more of a melancholy. Because it was different from what she thought at first, being able to defeat Chen Mo. The bulk of her income now comes from her cooperation with Chen Mo. In other words, no matter how hard she tried, the final result of the first trial, whether it was good or not, had little to do with her. It depends on how powerful Chen Mo is. The better and more powerful Chen Mo is, the more she earns and the higher the ranking. Looking at Chen Mo's pile of goods in the newcomer area, she sighed. Happy, but also helpless. It's very confusing. Compared with the guesses of other newcomers, she knows Chen Mo the most. She knew that it was a bit inaccurate to describe Chen Mo just by being powerful, numerous, and so on. I really don't know how Chen Mo did it. He was definitely not that powerful in the beginning, and should even be weaker. It's his speed too fast. A few days ago, her angel was only a juvenile, but now she is a four-winged angel. The strength can be said to grow explosively. It's not a problem to break into the small city of goblins. 1 against 10,000. She also comforted herself with this, feeling that defeating Chen Mo was just around the corner. Unexpectedly, the gap has not only not narrowed, but has continued to widen. Obtaining this batch of resources, he will definitely get the attention of the Federation, and his strength will grow by leaps and bounds, right? Booty will never give up. Luo Bing looked at the angel passing through the air, almost turning into light. Luo Bing, come on. Her delicate face showed a determined expression. There are still 3 days until the channel is closed and the next test begins. The next test led by the Federation will be the highlight, and individual combat power will be very important. Definitely a good opportunity for me to turn the tables. When the time comes, I must let Chen Mo work for me. I will also wear pajamas, drink hot milk leisurely, and let Chen Mo look at me with dark circles under his eyes. Quote. Luo Bing bit her lip to cheer herself up. She is an eldest young lady, and in the school, she is regarded as a goddess by others, high above and held by others. I didn't know that when I came to Chen Mo, the treatment. She has nothing to say, or she is not strong enough. In short, this enemy, she wrote down. In addition to Luo Bing, many new talents were hit hard. But this year-long test has only just begun. It is not a small probability event for the latter to come first. Because some races are originally strong in the early stage. Some are big late. So they were not particularly panicked for Chen Mo's first few days to have the upper hand. They also have a chance to overtake. In the next test, you can try his quality other than making money. My combat power is absolutely first class. Many newcomers are planning to start preparing for the next real sword test. Chen Mo didn't know that he had become the target of many geniuses. It has even been studied over and over again. Someone also paid to get his information from his teachers and classmates. At this time, Chen Mo was counting the strength at hand. According to the deduction of the system, I almost have the conditions to evolve the neural gene. This can build a more powerful neural network and form a giant brain with higher computing power. Further strengthen the remaining genes, and at the same time transform more parasites. At that time, the strength of my ethnic group will undergo a qualitative change, and the power of the Star Soul will be further improved. Others haven't condensed the Star Soul. Chen Mo has seen the opportunity to advance the Star Soul. The stronger the Star Soul, Chen Mo's control over the race will be stronger. At the same time, he will have more idealistic power. Check out the strength at hand. Chen Mo began to prepare to transform the parasite. First, buy a sufficient number of evolution potions and some materials needed in the evolution of the system. The system detects that your toxin gene is enhanced. According to the current environment and the strength of your star soul, a possible parasite transformation route can be deduced, but it needs to consume more than 20 drops of evolution potion. Is deduction and evolution affected by the will of the world? The success rate is only 50%. It's too late, otherwise I can gradually erode the will of the world and increase the success rate. Now we can only fly bricks vigorously and prepare more materials. Chen Mo prepares the resources needed for evolution. While opening the map of Planet 45, the evolutionary conditions this time are very harsh. The right environment and the right materials are indispensable. I have the high purity magic crystal myself, and the evolution potion is bought for money. I also need some cobras and carefully selected green skins. I have prepared these in advance. Chen Mo prepared quickly and couldn't help but look forward to it. This evolution will bring him a brand new parasite. Select an evolution area and put in materials. Start to deduce evolution. Chen Mo moved in his heart and gave an order. Chapter 38I, The Insect Swarm. Got a big plan. 2 more. In the dark, damp forest, a large octopus-shaped creep falls from the sky. Drag the long slimy tentacles and smash a big hole in the forest. Then, the infection begins. In a hissing sound, the creep eroded the soil and trees and quickly spread around. All animals sensed the danger and fled wildly. But the creep stopped spreading after only a kilometer or 2. Instead, there is a large bulge in the middle. Inside is a cobra parasite. This is the main goal of the transformation. Creep will continue to provide evolutionary needs, nutrients and part of the environment. With the unique environment of Planet 45, the cooperation of the planet's will, and the addition of evolutionary medicine, the parasite rapidly expanded. The brown scales on the snake's body began to change, and a strange green light appeared. A large number of hyphae surged in its body, growing nerves, replacing the original cobra, creating a new nervous system. Ding! Deduction evolution begins. It is expected to take 10 to 40 hours, and it is expected to be able to transform the parasite, Hydralisk. The current game transformation success rate, 50%. Hydrazine. Good at lurking and long-range attack. It can rely on powerful abdominal strength to compress the air, spit out the venom at the speed of sound, and launch a continuous venom attack. The attack of the parasite can soften the metal and disintegrate the flesh from the genetic level. The damage ability is related to the amount of genes collected. The transformation, there is still a lot of room for improvement in the future. This Hydralisk is very strong, and I just lack the weapons to deal with powerful individuals. In the next wave of resistance to invasion test, this long-range active attack ability will definitely be very useful. Judging from the current path of gene ascension, various modified parasites must be my main combat power in the future. I need various types of parasites that mine, fight, and even fly. If I can go to various planets, the more types of genes I get, the more diverse my abilities will be, which is incredible. Chen Mo judged. The races of the rest of the newcomers are all of the same type. Depending on the stage of cultivation, there may be some gaps in body shape and ability, but the overall appearance and training direction are similar. Only Chen Mo is the most special. He cultivated the mushroom group on the one hand, and on the other hand, he transformed the parasite to create races with various abilities and shapes. Although they are essentially parasites, but the capabilities and uses may be completely different. The more types of parasites, the more comprehensive Chen Mo's abilities will be, and will not be as single as other civilizations. Cluster biological civilization itself, like ants or swarms, is divided into various categories and has various tool bugs. They don't create tools, because in themselves, they are the best tools. The richer and more powerful the tools, the higher the civilization level of the cluster creatures. Evolve to the back, from a spore falling into the surface of the planet, to a large number of swarms, greenskins, warships, etc. growing from the ground in a blink of an eye. Really, no matter where Chen Mo is, he can grow an army anytime, anywhere. It is not impossible to achieve. I am the swarm. Just thinking about it, Chen Mo is looking forward to it. But the problem is, at present, this transformation has invested 300 million resources. Only 50% success rate. This is still his full activation of the star soul, in an ideal state. If he doesn't think himself, the success rate will be lower. Planet will made me unlucky and suppressed my success rate, but I didn't have time to be hard, and planet will itself is one of the evolutionary conditions I need. I'm betting against the will of the planet. Chen Mo concluded. This situation made him more uneasy. It's not about the money. The main reason is that there is not enough money, and there are only up to 4 chances in total. And this money, Chen Mo was going to save up to improve the star soul in the future. If all smashed into the transformation of the parasite. In a short period of time, he couldn't gather the resources to advance to the star soul. If there is really no way, we can only take down the hydralisk first. Chen Mo thought. After all, Star Soul can find a way to improve if he has the resources. But, hydralisk, if you miss this opportunity to deduce evolution, you may be lost forever. And immediately improving the combat power is what Chen Mo needs more at present. By the way, is there a way to improve the success rate? Chen Mo moved in his heart and asked. Back to the host, according to the system deduction, there are 2 ways to improve the success rate of evolution at present. First, weaken the will of the planet to an appropriate level, and second, increase the star soul to a suitable strength. The first one is similar to what Chen Mo thought. Obviously, it cannot be done in a short time. He finally reached a fragile balance with the will of the planet, and if the war starts again, don't even think about mining safely. Creatures from all over the world will come and make trouble. If you can't mine, you won't be able to get subsequent money, let alone evolve. And he pre-sold part of it, and he won't be able to get it at that time, but he will lose money. So now only the second left. Increase star soul strength. This is what Chen Mo wanted to do. His own genetic condition is also sufficient. But the problem is, there is not enough money to evolve genes. Selling the high-end goods that have been stored in the past few days. Almost. Chen Mo wanted to go. I have it. I have no money, but in the market, money is everywhere. There are always more ways than difficulties. Gotta find a way to make money. Still troubled by the lack of manpower. Still troubled by the huge sacrifice of the clan. Here comes the solution. Rent, Hulk, in 3 days. Quote, the Hulk is a special race I cultivated. It has the following advantages. Not afraid of death, supports solar charging, full metal skeleton, great strength. Chen Mo quickly edited the pre-sale. Of course, the Hulk is a race he made up. In fact, it is the green skin goblin, after plastic surgery. In terms of strength, Chen Mo also made a lot of restrictions. These limitations are all at the genetic level. Chen Mo, who is proficient in the way of genes, can adjust at any time. Don't worry about being found tricky. In the end, human trafficker Chen Mo concluded. The quantity is limited, first come first served, extremely cheap, only 1,000 yuan per month. The exclusive race for the first place in the newcomer area. It's worth having. After editing, click send. This is totally an ad for newcomers. Most importantly, it's crazy cheap. No newcomer can refuse. Even better, these Hulks can not only generate income for Chen Mo. It is also possible to spread the parasitic spores to countless planets without realizing it. Hi, I'm not paying attention. It seems that I have made a great plan. Chen Mo couldn't help stunned. Chapter 39 Feet Hulk caused a sensation. Really, capitalists. 3 more. As soon as Chen Mo's Selling People was released, it attracted a lot of attention. In addition, Chen Mo is the most famous newcomer. It didn't take long for the newcomer area to boil. The slave trade is actually quite common. Some elderly people even specialize in this business. Chen Mo also did this a few days ago, selling a lot of goblins to some magic labs. However, it is still very rare to directly sell the people who have cultivated their own race. Most importantly, it's still so cheap. An indigenous slave with the same physical fitness and the same mind. Not to mention, it has to be sold for 10,000 yuan. You have to control what you eat, drink. And Chen Mo, no need to eat or drink, 1,000 yuan a month. Cabbage price. What you buy is what you earn. Blood earned. FK. Chen Mo is awesome. God, I must have typed the wrong number this time, right? H's. $1,000. I can't believe it. Is this a discount I can enjoy? Brother Chen Mo, give me 10, no. 100. The Hulk is so strong, I will come to 10. Haha, my miners are finally here. Ooh, I just spent 1 million to buy 100 powerful slaves. The case has been solved, and finally I know why Chen Mo has dug all over the world with invincible hands. With such a super miner in hand, he is simply invincible. This kind of super miners are all sold out. Chen Mo will stop mining in the future. I have witnessed the birth of the #1 mining tycoon in the newcomer area, and now, I have witnessed the birth of the #1 slave owner capitalist. The whole newcomer area is boiling. Countless newcomers have opened the buy mode. Pre-order now. It is also a coincidence that Chen Mo led the mining trend before, so many people followed the trend to mine. Now they are all on the road, but short of manpower. Chen Mo happened to be selling miners again. Even if the first stage is over, they will definitely not lose money if they buy it for mining. The cost of 1,000 yuan a month, the ore dug in one day, may be able to pay back. In short, any newcomer just does a careful calculation and finds that such a cheap Hulk, if you don't buy it, you will lose money. Bought it, absolutely earned it. Yes, Chen Mo, the Hulk, has all calculated. Appearance, physical fitness, ability, very suitable for mining. If you use it to fight, I'm sorry, the genes have been specially adjusted, and the delay of the Hulk nervous system is slightly higher than 100 million points. In other words, unresponsive. This kind of sluggishness does not affect physical work, but it is not enough to race against time on the battlefield. The positioning given by Chen Mo is cheap, easy to use super miners. And it just so happened that after these few days, he didn't need so many green-skinned goblins. By renting out a part, you can continue to create value. Money never sleeps. However, Chen Mo attracted newcomers to place orders at such a low price, which naturally caused some people's dissatisfaction. Especially some merchants in the slave trade, as well as new local tyrants. Originally, local tyrants could afford miners, which was a unique advantage. It can completely widen the gap with ordinary people. But now, Chen Mo directly pays 1,000 miners, making the price affordable for ordinary people. Their advantage is not there, and they are jumping in a hurry. Chen Mo, are you going too far? 1,000 yuan is far below the market price. This is dumping. Yes, if you can't use it yourself, just sell it and disrupt the market. Illegal. This kind of Hulk can be seen by a discerning person at a glance, at least starting at 10,000, or what shortcomings did Chen Mo not say? The profiteer upstairs, get out of here. Why? People are willing to sell for 1,000 yuan, but we are willing to buy, why is it against the market? FK. Lousy is willing to buy it, I like this green one. Who stopped me from buying Chen Mo's stuff? I hacked him. Brother Chen Mo's big guy, I like it. Boss Chen Mo doesn't even look down on such a powerful miner, how strong he should be. Quote. There is no need for Chen Mo to end the game in person, and a large number of ordinary newcomers will madly spray and spontaneously maintain Chen Mo. Spray a handful of envious, jealous and hateful people so much that they dare not speak. Chen Mo just posted and the whole newcomer area was so lively. This is the power of the first place in the newcomer area. In the future, he will have business dealings with many newcomers, and his influence will only increase. In such a hot market, on the trading platform, almost every second, someone places an order. Chen Mo's backstage, ding ding. Every time, it is the sweet sound of money. Chen Mo took a look. At this moment, 100,000 feet Hulk have been pre-sold. These greenskins are still mining for Chen Mo. But Chen Mo has earned the value after a month. Really, capitalists, maximizing absolute profits. Not to mention the huge benefits of spreading parasitic spores and obtaining genes from various races. Of course, this must not be exposed. It is necessary to continue to enhance the parasitic ability. At this rate, I only need half a day to get enough funds. Even a lot more. It just happens to be used to enhance the star soul, and at the same time transform the parasite without delay. Thinking of this, a smile appeared on Chen Mo's face. This is the appeal of the first place in the newcomer area. This is the advantage of the gene ascension path. With these advantages, Chen Mo can easily get the benefits that other newcomers can't get. He can make money that other newcomers can make. What other newcomers can't earn, he can earn too. Chapter 40 All Geniuses. Please Chen Mo, don't sell it for more. It's a good way. First led a wave of mining trends, and then backhanded selling miners. It makes money both pros and cons. Sure enough, it is so unexpected every time. This operation, is it an unintentional coincidence? Or is it intentional? Luo Bing's mood, which had already calmed down because of the sun and the ocean waves, was turbulent again. If it's a coincidence, then Chen Mo's luck is too good. If it's intentional, then. Thinking of this, Luo Bing couldn't help feeling complicated. He is the strongest competitor I have met so far in my life, a strong enemy. Luo Bing muttered to himself. But even so, she hesitated, bit her moist lips, and contacted Chen Mo. She was in desperate need of manpower. And such a convenient miner. If you don't buy it, you will feel at a loss. There are many people holding the same form as Luo Bing. Even, most of the geniuses have pre-ordered Chen Mo's things. They are very clear in their hearts. By doing this, we are supporting Chen Mo. Letting him make a lot of money is a disguised enemy. Originally, the newcomers were all competitors. Especially those top geniuses who aspire to be number one by one, are arrogant and arrogant. They all kept their heads down, eager to compete with Chen Mo. As a result, this time, Chen Mo directly broke the defense. Mentality, a little broken. But no way, everyone is buying. If you don't buy it, others will. When there are 1,000 other miners, you will only have 100. What will you do? Completely competitive. So if you want to understand this, just buy it. Reluctantly, you have to buy it. Please don't get involved, okay? This miner is here to fight me too. Chen Mo has made a lot of money, are you still here rushing to support him? It was the first time to meet a million newcomers, to support a newcomer together, and to make him the first place. Laughing to death, who said, Chen Mo's stuff, dogs don't buy it. Come on. What I said, everyone follow me, I now officially announce, Wong Wong Wong. Me too, Wong Wong Wong. Wong Wong Wong. Wong Wong. For a while, Wong Wong swiped. Even, it has become an interesting phenomenon in the newcomer area. Many old people come in occasionally and are puzzled. What is this unique stock? As long as Chen Mo is mentioned and someone is hacked, someone will brush this. It means that sooner or later you have to shout really incense. A lot of money-making time always flies by quickly. In the blink of an eye, more than an hour has passed. In the newly expanded base, Chen Mo sat comfortably on the sofa. At this time, with the strong support of many newcomers, he has sold 1 million foot Hulk. $1,000. Very cheap. But it is precisely because of this that it can be small profits but quick turnover. Of course, in fact, for Chen Mo, this is something that has no cost at all. If you insist, the money is blown by the wind. And Chen Mo also limited purchases. This is to prevent someone from deliberately buying a million and turning him into a trick. Of course, the most important reasons are, as much as possible, let these hulks spread to as many newcomers as possible. The wider the spread, the more new people will be covered. Once the other party condenses the star soul and evolves and cultivates its own civilization, the parasitic spores lurking on the planet will bring unimaginable benefits to Chen Mo. But to be safe, Chen Mo will not do anything out of the ordinary until he is 100% sure. As long as he follows the normal rules of the game, he will definitely win. With a deduction evolution system, he doesn't need to take risks. Steady is the best choice. Except for the Hulk that was pre-sold. As usual, Chen Mo put a lot of metal ores, magic crystals, food, etc. on the trading platform for sale. Every hour or so, these goods would pile up like mountains in the square outside the base. Must be cleaned up in time for sale. The goods on the shelves sold out quickly. It is more than 5 million, which is not much for the current Chen Mo. However, this kind of accumulation, and the feeling of harvesting every moment, is very refreshing. It can be seen to the naked eye that Chen Mo is one step closer to accumulating enough resources to evolve genes. When enough genes have evolved, they will achieve a little leap, in essence. This is not a leap, but it is indeed a step towards a higher-end civilization. As civilization increases, the star soul that gathers collective will also increase. I don't know what kind of idealistic power will be produced by the star soul in the next stage. Am looking forward to. The power of each star soul powerhouse will be different according to the nature of his exclusive race and philosophy. There may be some similarities at first, but the further back you go, the bigger the difference. After thinking about it, Chen Mo opened the watch and was ready to inquire about some relevant information. At this time, his watch vibrated slightly. Mew Yao. Mr. Chen Mo, I received today's goods, I have already called you for the money, please check. The two have been working together for a few days, and sometimes chat a few times. Mu Yao abides by the agreement, and transfers the money immediately as soon as she receives the goods. Receive. Chen Mo replied. Just after hanging up, his terminal vibrated again. A screen pops up directly. Those who have this treatment can only add friends. It's Luo Bing. Chen Mo, can you please not sell minors to a person with an anonymous ID called The Great Wilderness? Luo Bing went straight to the point. I have estimated that by the end of the game, the difference between me and him is very small. If you sell the minors to him, his income may exceed me. Can you grant me this request? What conditions do you have? You can mention it. Luo Bing gritted his teeth and said. She really didn't want to ask Chen Mo for this. But, she just flipped the rankings and suddenly realized the seriousness of this problem. Chen Mo's move to sell minors on a large scale and at such a low price will make some people who have no spare capacity suddenly gain another strength. This power, of course, is small, not enough to affect the entire game. Even because of the delivery time, it will only affect the last day or even half a day of the first week's Planet Channel test. However, locally, for two players with very close scores, it may be the result of a swap. Ranking is decided. The result of a swap. Ranking is decided. The result of